What a glorious morning it is. Last night, the Pittsburgh Penguins defeated the Philadelphia Flyers 7-0 in the first game of the first series of the Stanley Cup playoffs. No surprise, the Penguins won. I feel that it's going to be a very interesting series. I hope that, I'm going to just hope for the best and obviously hope that they're going to win, but you never know what's going to happen. But I'm very excited to see what goes on from here. 7-0 is just ridiculous. The game was unreal. We just outplayed them, and it was just, they just can't keep up with us, it seems. But the next game will be on Friday, and we will be in Colorado. Me and my wife are leaving for Colorado. We are going to go spend some time over there as part of a wedding gift from my sister-in-law. So we travel over there Friday morning. We'll be there Friday night in Denver. And then we have a pretty cool cabin in the woods for the rest of the time when we're there. Drive around, see some mountains, check out some cool shit, eat some good food. This and that, obviously. Anyway, Thursday morning means we have a new episode, which brings me to my next point. The guest this week, a very, very dear friend of mine, one of my best friends, a groomsman in my wedding, to be whatever. He was a groomsman in my wedding. That means he's a very good friend of mine. But his name is Bryan Scagline. Bryan is someone that I went to high school with. We've been friends since probably 9th grade, so that's well over a decade now. A majority of the best times of my life involve Bryan. He's a super interesting dude. Always been into a lot of cool shit that I've always been into myself. So I sat down with him. This interview was probably a month ago. He lives in Atlanta now. You'll hear him talk about how he moved, but I had to get him whenever he was in town, and I had episodes scheduled all the way up in there until then. So I don't know. This is a great episode, though. Very nostalgic. It's a longer one. I was very, very happy with it. Always an awesome time whenever Bryan comes in, and anytime he visits Pittsburgh, I'm going to try to get him on here. But check out the episode. He talks a lot about what he does now, and it's just super interesting. I'm excited for everyone to hear it, and I appreciate everyone listening. So without further ado, this is episode 14 of I'll Call You Right Back podcast with Bryan Scagline.
I gotta use the telephone.
Hello?
Telephone.
I'll call you right back. Call you right back.
Telephone.
I'll Call You Right Back podcast. Okay.
That's good.
You ready to roll?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ready to ride?
Ride or die, dog.
Ride the lightning?
Let's settle down.
Settle down, you said?
No, I'm ready. Let's send it.
Okay. First thing, what is in the cup?
What's in that big cup in front of us? Like the Steelers one?
What's in your cup?
Oh. Tom Tucker ginger ale.
Mint ginger ale.
Mint ginger ale.
Only the finest.
That elite ginger ale.
I tried to... So, everyone that's listening, this is a new segment that I'm bringing in, so get used to it. It's called What's in the Cup.
This is news to me.
News to you?
Yeah.
So beforehand, I ask all the guests if they could have any drink ever, what would they pick? and people will give me an answer, and if I could find it, then I find it, and I have that for them whenever they come and do the interview. I just figure that, I mean, why not have a delicious drink that you enjoy?
No, that's sick. It's actually a good idea. I've been on like the ginger ale kick, just like when I travel though.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I was in New York like a week ago for a week I was there. And just from traveling for whatever reason, like on the ginger ale like settles your stomach. So on planes, trains, or if I get to someone's house doing a podcast, it's ginger ale. Have it on deck.
That's an American classic.
But day to day I won't drink it. Like I don't drink pop ever.
I haven't drank any pop so for like 3 years, I have not drank any like dark pop. I used to be a Pepsi fiend, and I don't drink it anymore.
Yeah.
But I was a ginger ale fiend for the last year. But since New Year's Eve, I stopped drinking it completely, and I have not had any pop.
Pop's bad. It's bad.
It is bad, but like I
Every
pretty
day
much
it's
just switched to I have seltzer water now.
I like that.
I
Flavored
love
water. La Croix.
Yeah, but I got Deer Park. It's like not that flavored, and it's the
That
cheaper
over-the-counter
one.
stuff.
Yeah, so it's a very, very cheap compared to the La Croix, whatever the fuck you call it.
La Croix.
But what else do we have in our cup? We have 2 extra strength berry 5-hour energies, because we're gonna really get down to it tonight. I feel I'm very excited.
Tax.
Yeah, so tell everyone who you are.
My name is Bryan Scagline. I'm 27 years old, originally from Elizabeth, Pennsylvania. And-
E-Town.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I'm a pro Kendama player.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's so everyone that I talk to about these podcasts, like any of our close friends or anything like that, I ask their criticism, and everyone notice that I say that's what's up all the time. So we're just gonna have to get used to it, I guess.
I say that though too.
Yeah, you just don't fucking know.
This is gonna be interesting because a lot of the things that you say, I say too. I'll be like, true. That's a good point. Like I say that too.
Yeah, people just don't get it whenever you're in a good conversation.
Yeah.
You hear that right there? That's that extra strength. That's that extra strength, John. So, Bryan, cheers
Hey.
to a good night.
I hope you can hear the glug glug glugs. That was so
It's
good.
all right. My heart's going to explode like Chris Farley's now. Anyway, so originally from Elizabeth,
Yes.
where do you hail now?
Last August, I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, which is like the headquarters of Kendama USA, which is the company I play for. Kendama. Should I break it down right now what Kendama is? I feel like we should
Nope.
just get into No.
Nope.
All right.
We'll talk to you in a little bit. Let's go from the beginning, though.
All right, cool. So I
Okay.
live in Atlanta right now. I'm originally from Pittsburgh.
That's what's yeah. See, that's what's up.
Gotcha.
Now go ahead, break it down. Tell us what a kendama is.
A kendama is a Japanese skill toy that has been around forever. It originated in a couple parts of the world. Japan, England was very popular, and Mexico. But in Mexico, it was called a bolero.
Bolero.
It was like a handle, and there was like a string and a ball, and the objective was just swing the ball and get it on the stick. In Japan, it was very similar, but there was 3 cups involved. So it's like it's a Japanese skill toy. It's shaped like a hammer. It has a spike. It has 3 cups. It has a string and a ball connected to it, and the objective is to just kind of catch the ball around the toy and have it land on the spike. So it's been around in, like I said, like in Japan forever. It's very, very common. If you were to go to like my dad's office or something and see a baseball sitting on his desk, like that's how common and just like in their culture it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in the school systems. They
Oh really?
yeah, like little kids, they would sing the Moshe Kame song where they would all like get their kendamas and they would all like sing a song and like do this little rhythm back and forth with the kendama and like juggle it. And it would help like get the brain going, help with like dexterity. And they would do that as like a school warm up before they would start their like
That
activities
is
and whatnot.
crazy.
Yeah.
So
But,
it's an advanced ball in a cup. I mean,
It's literally a ball in a cup.
yeah, for people that are for people that cannot picture it,
Yeah.
it's pretty much just like an advanced version of ball in the cup. I mean, way more difficult and way more options.
Yeah.
to do things. Like you could fucking spin it around.
Yeah, it gets lumped. If you want to see like, or like kind of mentally picture someone playing with it, like categorize it with like a yo-yo or like hacky sack or something. Where like you're using your body. It's very like mechanical, very like, I don't know, like
it's
caveman-esque. It's very.
It's
funny.
like getting from A to B with the most like manipulations in between. I feel right.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely.
It's definitely interesting. And you've been doing this for how long?
I've been playing kendama since September 6th, 2011.
Damn.
I know that because I got my first kendama in the mail from Kendama USA the same day that I was hired at my previous job at Apple. And then from there it was just like hand in hand.
And you just kept riding the whole time, huh?
Yeah, kept doing it, and then that's what actually took me to Atlanta just last August.
How did you get involved with kendama? Who first opened you up to what a kendama was?
In Pittsburgh, like not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but you're like familiar with like Seven Springs, like ski resort and whatnot.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends like
keep your tips up.
Ski, snowboarding, specifically name drop Dylan Boucher, a kid that went to our high school. We were at my friend's cabin. I was on the grill, and I just heard this like click clack sound, just like how everybody kind of like describes it. And then like he was playing with it, and immediately I was just like, "What is that thing?" And then he handed it to me, and as soon as I held it, I tried it one time, got the ball in the cup first try, and I was just like, "That's awesome." Didn't do it a single time the rest of the night after that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But it was like the first time he handed it to me, it got in the cup, and then I was almost like obsessed with it because we worked at the same job. We worked at like shout out to Carlos Fruit Market in Elizabeth. So we worked the same job, and then like I was almost like a junkie with it. Like after that trip to Seven Springs, I was like, bring it to work. So like he would bring it to work, and in between like shifts, or I would just like walk away from whatever I was doing and like run to the bathroom like a junkie and would like try to catch the ball in the cup or try to catch it on the spike or just like play with it. Like I couldn't get enough of it. It was so obscure and so just odd. I think it was the fact that I knew absolutely nothing about it. Like that's what made me want to know everything about it.
Yeah.
It just caught me so off guard. I don't know, I became obsessed with it immediately.
It's a very interesting thing to become obsessed with. Like you said, it's like, I mean, the only thing, like, something that I could relate it to is definitely yo-yos.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, but yo-yos were like an insane craze here, like almost as if like they were definitely bigger than what fidget spinners were now. Like fidget spinners were definitely just like a phase, but there was a time, probably like 2-3 years, where yo-yos were like fucking king. It's just like going to get a yo-yo, new yo-yo.
I was never into that. I was never into yo-yo.
You never had a yo-yo?
Never
into it?
No, I had like, I mean, when I was a kid, I think I had like an orange yo-yo. Like I don't even know what the name of it was. Like I tried like the cliche tricks, like cat's cradle, walk the dog, etc. But like,
fuck yeah.
I think like once I lost it, or I don't know. I honestly don't even remember. Like I had one, and then like maybe I shared it with my brother, and like he broke it because that was usually the trend. He would just take my shit.
He would just break everything.
Yeah.
And fuck it up.
Just boss up.
Well, let's just go back from the beginning. So you just said you had a brother.
Yeah.
You grew up in Elizabeth. You always lived in Elizabeth?
Yep. I've lived in Elizabeth my entire life. Very fortunate, actually. Like I was born and raised with my mom, my dad, my brother, Cody. All grew up, lived in the same house.
Nick and Morgan.
Yeah, Nick and Morgan, cats. Shout out Nick. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the big dog.
He was the best.
To the big dog, he was a cat. No, but I mean, you. So what? Now let's give a little background of what your mom and dad are like, because I think that they're very interesting people.
I mean, if anybody's ever been to Pittsburgh, my parents are two genuine, just like blue collar yinzers, like from the ground up. Like wasn't born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Didn't have nothing growing up, but like
they're like climb the corporate ladder, like be secure.
If you wanted something, you had to work for it. Like shit wasn't handed to you. It was just like you had to work for what you wanted.
Your mom is definitely similar to my mom, where it's like always do good in school. If you're not doing good in school, you're getting in trouble,
dude.
Like if you do anything bad, you're gonna hear about it. You get lectured. Like not too much of a hard ass.
But they would take the teacher's side first. Like if the teacher was like, "Brian did this," they'd be like, "What did you do?"
I know.
It was always it.
I know. They were just a little bit
stern.
Yeah, stern. That's a perfect word.
Stern.
And then
parents.
your dad is pretty much like my dad. It's like,
Yeah.
the hunter, the hard worker.
Yeah.
But it's like the only reason he's a hard ass is whenever like mom is around and you have to be a hard ass.
I feel like our dads are like just the lax versions of our moms.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean,
They're just like, listen to what
the
we
yin
say.
to their yang. Their counterparts.
Don't fuck up too hard.
Yeah, don't fuck up too hard. Like they know what it was like growing up, so like they
Go
know
get some
what,
bumps and bruises and whatnot. But
yeah, they know what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So
we send it.
yeah, send it. So what was like elementary school like for you guys? Were you guys into sports? Did you do fucking like Boy Scouts, ballet? Like what did you do?
I remember just specifically about Boy Scouts. Like I remember like
You were in Boy Scouts?
no, I wanted to be in Boy Scouts.
Okay.
But I remember like my dad just like diffused that conversation immediately. Like someone came to school, there was like some bomb ass assembly going on, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
fuck with Boy Scouts now. Went home with like the pamphlet and whatnot, and I was like, I want to be a Boy Scout. Like you can do all this wild shit. And my dad was just like, how come you don't want to come fishing when we go fishing? And I was just like, I just don't like fishing. He's like, you ain't gonna be a Boy Scout. And I was like, all right. And I think he figured it out too. Like I don't think I would have been a good Boy Scout. I probably would have been over it. I like the camping aspect, but like
They do some hardcore shit.
if you could start Boy Scouts when you're 21, I think I would do it. If being a Boy Scout was also a drinking game, I'd be there.
I mean, I get it. Boy Scouts was definitely like
What do you do? You were in Boy Scouts.
I was in Boy Scouts for
Did you, like,
over
whittle
for like a
cars?
decade.
Like, out of wood,
Fuck
or-
yeah, we did all that shit. We did
You
all
did?
like the dumb
Birdhouses and stuff.
dude. I made birdhouses.
Let's go.
I fucking did knot tying. Carved a fucking neckerchief holder. Like had
All
a
the
little
necessities.
Had a little belt clip pack that had like a first aid kit in it. Made them little woven keychains, dude. I literally did it all. It's like summer camp every year, the whole nine. But Boy Scouts definitely had a bad look about it as far as like a cinematic point of view. Like everyone thought like, oh, Boy Scouts losers.
You're kind of
like,
like, I'm in the Boy Scouts.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, you know what I mean? People
yeah.
thought about that. Well, my fucking Boy Scout troop was in McKeesport, so there was a bunch of little hard asses in there. All
You guys
right?
weren't holding hands and making macaroni
Fuck
necklaces.
no. People were making like flammable ass like fire starters. People were just like, I mean, like everyone was pyromaniacs. Everyone was just like trying to light shit on fire, and like everyone had to have a big ass knife.
Jeez.
And we were just like, there was a little bit of hazing from what I remember, and like,
Sounds like I want to be in that Boy Scout.
dude, it was like a
low key fraternity.
yeah, like a Boy Scout troop mixed with like a low key fraternity. It's like I remember specifically
I can back that.
we did this thing called the boot game, and we would tie a big ass like a rain boot almost on the end of a rope, and there'd be someone in the middle swinging it around, and everyone else would be standing in a circle, and it would be like pretty much like jump rope, but you would get fucked up by this
With a boot?
dude. With a boot, it would crush you in the leg when you would jump up in the air to try to get it, and it would wrap your leg. You would just get swept out, and it was just very intense. We did that. We did all kinds of wild shit in there. So like I said, Boy
Was
Scouts.
there a chaperone there, or was it kind of just you guys just hanging out?
Yeah, there was like
after
two
school?
guys. There was like one of them
Just
like,
breaking
my
mirrors
uncle-
off cars and stuff.
My
Like-
uncle was like our scout troop leader, so he was always around. But like, I mean, it wasn't too like strict. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we had like I said,
We have fun here.
yeah, we had a good time. But like I said, they get looked down upon because like you see the shit in the movies, like little nerds, like, no, I'm gonna get my merit badge. You know what I mean?
You like Boy Scouts, like you complete that, right? Is it like a completion, or you kind of just like get to a?
Eagle Scout is the completion,
That's
and
it.
I
That's the
got
pinnacle.
I did up to my Eagle Scout project, but I never got my Eagle Scout because my troop disbanded.
Really?
Yeah, very fucked up.
They said hell with it.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it like dissolved pretty much, and I just didn't have enough time to be able to switch all my shit over and try to make it happen somewhere else. But
Sounds like the pack you ran with was pretty serious. They're probably like, I got this figured out.
Wolves.
I'm done.
only the most elite. But like, yeah, they look down upon, but mine was pretty sick, and like I definitely do not regret being in there for so long.
No.
Like 10 years. It's like every weekend, every other weekend, going camping places, and like I said, we had like somewhat kind of like delinquents with us, so like we were
Kept it
doing wild
interesting.
ass shit. Yeah, we did fun ass shit. Playing manhunt at night, like
That's
tying
fun.
people up and shit, dude. It was
So
crazy.
fun.
It was seriously
So
fun.
Well, in hindsight too, I mean, like when you're younger, it's like you don't want to admit that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, people
Boy
don't want to
Scouts.
say, yeah, I'm in
You're
Boy
older now.
Scouts.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like looking back now, like I wish I was in Boy Scouts, like that kind of stuff. Just to have those like traits or know how to do that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah, it's just like dumbass shit. Like what you said, like carving like cars, like the Pinewood Derby cars. Like I did all that shit. It was fucking fun.
Yeah,
It's like
it was.
while everyone was at home playing their regular ass video games
Yeah.
and shit like that, getting bored or being bored and everything like that. I was doing some wild ass shit.
I never
Riding horses, going fucking
I rode a
hiking.
horse. I rode a horse.
Hey, horses are pissed. A little bit scary though.
They're actually very terrifying. We were in Hawaii a couple months ago. Like my dad, fun fact about my dad, can handle his shit on a horse. Had no idea. My dad literally, I don't know if you had a point in your life where you have seen your father sit on a horse and go, yeah. I watched my dad do that.
Your dad do that?
Yeah, and the horse had reacted like, fuck, let's go. And like they took off. Like it was awesome.
My dad ain't riding no horses.
He sent it pretty hard, but Boy Scouts. I wish I did it now in hindsight, but I did not do it. Growing up, we were big into baseball. Like my family played baseball a lot. My brother played baseball. I played baseball. Never played football. Never played basketball. I played soccer for like a season, and I was kind of just like over it. Wasn't like a huge fan.
You enjoyed baseball though?
I liked it, and then I liked it up until
Yeah. How old were you when you stopped?
fifth grade.
Okay.
I specifically I didn't enjoy baseball as soon as the kids were able to pitch. That's when I was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I don't
Now
want to get fucking beamed by this ball from this idiot kid.
I'm righty. I got hit in the arm. I'm gonna sound like so soft saying it now, but like this big 13-year-old. Now I don't know how old you were in fifth grade, but this kid threw a ball once and it hit me in the arm, and I swear for like 3 days the stitches were in my arm. Like the imprint of the stitches were like just in my arm. Hurt so bad. Walked to first base. Like I took it. Got out at second now. But from that point, like I didn't like baseball anymore. I was like, I don't fuck with this.
And you were just done with it?
No. I think I won my mom over though, because I was like, what if it hits me in the head or in the face?
Yeah, I could die, right?
My mom was like, yeah, Dawn, what if it hits him in the fucking face? That was a wrap for baseball. Cody stuck it out. Cody played football, my brother, baseball. I just wasn't into it. I think it was like baseball, and then I started listening to like Linkin Park, and then I just became one of those kids, like honestly.
Started listening to that. Mad at your dad, not at me, I forgive you.
Oh, I hate my father.
So in middle school you quit playing baseball, and like what was like your next like phase of getting into
Skateboarding.
Yeah?
Straight up. Yeah.
How did you, I know that that's a very, very big part of your life, and I'm sure we're going to get way deeper into that, but who got you into that?
A couple of the kids I lived in Elizabeth, but like technically it was so I lived in Elizabeth, but like where I lived was technically Forward Township.
Okay.
So I had to go to William Penn, and all the other kids that skated went to like Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So I never really interacted with them until middle school rolled around. So I saw like how they were dressing, and I just saw like I saw crew shirts were coming up, and then just like I don't know, like I was like I really liked like the image and like the brand, and like I knew who the kids were because like it was like Ryan Knight, Kevin Temoff, like CR Pershing, like
name
shout out to
dropping
those guys.
Yeah,
like, I'll
name
name drop
dropping
all day. I will, because like you need to.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm not one of those guys going to be behind the curtain like, oh, I heard it from a little Bert. No, I heard it from JT Smurdell. But those guys, like I went to Sunday school with them when I was like younger, so I knew who they were. But we went to separate elementary schools. Once middle school rolled around, I started linking up with them again, and I was like, we live so close. Like you guys are good at skating. Like I want to get a skateboard and like start doing it too. So. And like prior to that, like my brother and I think we had like Walmart boards, like some, like junker ones or something we played with. But
I remember my first skateboard that I ever got. It was I begged my dad for probably.
Did he make you one in the garage?
Probably. He fashioned one out of old materials.
Used the old hood of a car.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me though. But
made a perfect board.
I wanted one because my friends in. I guess it was elementary school back then. Like they had one, and I was just like, I was all about it. But it was a Veriflex board with an alien doing like a fucking tail grab in like outer space. Dude. And I just remember like begging my dad for it, because I remember my brother had this old ass Gator board that was like, it was like laying in the shed, so like the bearings and shit were all rusted.
It was honed.
Yeah, it was just like it was like not what it was. But like my dad was like, well, if you ride that thing for a little bit and you really enjoy it, I'll go get you a skateboard. You got to show him that he's not going to waste his money. So I rode it for a while, and then he went and bought me the skateboard. I remember getting on it the first time, and there was a wire tie still on there, or a zip tie still on there. Immediately bit it. I remember putting it on my sidewalk.
Like getting a dog and like it biting you immediately.
Dude.
Like,
yeah. Oh, look at the puppy. Yeah, fucked up. But yeah, that was the first skateboard I had. So like you said, you had a Walmart board.
I wish I knew what it was. Like that graphic sounded so ill. I remember specifically I spray painted it red.
Yeah.
Like trucks on, spray painted it red. Just spray painted
Just all of it.
Parents were at work one day. My grandmother used to watch my brother and I, so we'd just go in the garage and just
fuck around like Dennis the Menace, play with paint.
Yeah, literally.
Fishing hooks.
Yeah. But I spray painted the whole thing red, except the grip tape. I kept that black. And then so we played with that when I was a kid and whatnot. But into like middle school, I remember specifically Ryan Knight. He was like one of the better ones, I guess, out of our crew.
Yeah.
And I just asked him, I was like, I want to get a board. Like, this one I have is a joke, obviously. Like, where do I go? And he was like, Cheapskates. And it was like, we got to go to Cheapskates, the old location.
Shout out Cheapskates.
Cheapskates was the plug for like bunch of skateboarders back in the day.
Epic place.
Bunch of skateboarders. But we went there, and my first board was a black mini logo.
What was it, 6th grade?
Yeah.
That's what's up. A mini logo, huh?
Yeah, 6th grade, I got a bunch of stickers because I didn't know what I was doing. Slapped like girl stickers, element stickers.
Yeah, everything
Baker
together.
stickers,
Anything you got, just together.
Yeah.
Now,
I wanted a toy machine. I wanted a toy machine board, but like I think that, and my parents were buying it for me, so I wasn't paying for it. So like the mini logo was like 30
cheaper.
for a deck.
Yeah, it's like obviously
and
cheaper.
the pro mods were 50,
55, something like that.
Plus grip tape and stuff. So
yeah, and see, I remember going from that shitty board. I remember to buying my first pro model, and it was a Jimmy Chadwick DNA board from the Edge in the mall. DNA did a little like meet and greet there, and my boy from school told me about it, and I remember like just begging my dad to take me there. And my dad drove me up there, and I bought my first board, and it was so like it was crazy. They gave away a DNA skateboard, and I'll never forget this. It was like where the Edge was in Century 3 Mall, they put the skateboard on the ramp above it, and like all the kids, like they were like, all right, go. And whoever ran up and got it first got it. And it's like we all ran up the fucking
and you
ramp.
Got it?
No, fuck no.
I was gonna say
because the smart ass person walked up the steps and took the shortcut while we were all running up a ramp like an idiot. But yeah, man, that was epic.
I thought it was gonna be one of those success stories where like
Fuck
I reached up and I felt the grip tape.
Fuck no.
You just got shut down.
I did. I got shut down. I mean, like I was a fat kid anyway, and there was a bunch of skinny kids.
Dude, the Edge at the mall was before my time. I never saw it.
Oh,
never saw
an
it.
epic place.
Like the Edge to me, I was there one time.
Yeah,
I had a gift card from
the one on 51. Is that what you're talking about?
The one with the karate. It's right next to the monkey bar.
Yeah, the karate place.
Yeah,
yeah.
Shout out karate. That was the first one I went to. I was there one time with my mom, and I got a Spitfire T-shirt.
That's what's up.
My brother took it out of my closet shortly after, spilled some shit on it, and that was it. So I never got to wear the shirt.
Asshole. Damn you, Cody.
Yeah.
So you got, what was your first pro model you said? Black Label.
Mini logo was my first.
Mini logo.
Mini logo was my first deck. The first pro model board I ever got was a Baker deck I bought off of Alex Denner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because Denner did this thing, and it was like so funny. But like he would just go up to kids, like Ryan Knight, he would do it to it all the time. He would be like, dude, your board is so beat. And Alex would just stomp it in half. He would go up to kids and be like, your skateboard sucks, and stomp it in half, but he would then give you one.
Oh, yeah?
So it was kind of sick. He would be like, I have this one in my car. It's like kind of like, it's like I rode it, but it's not that bad. It's better than yours. So he would just stomp your board in half and give you one. Fortunately, he didn't stomp mine. He was just like, here.
It just reminds me of Michael Scott whenever he takes the book and rips out all the pages.
Now you have worth your weight in gold.
Just ruins that fucking textbook in the office. But yeah, I mean the last
The Office.
The last podcast we did, I mean, obviously it's going to be a different time for whenever this is released, but it was like Maddie and I talking about
Yeah.
like a bunch of shit.
A bunch. I related to actually with Brandon Maddie's podcast I listened to on here. It was good. A lot of it I can relate to. Like a lot of the stuff was exactly the same. Like I remember distinctly when you guys were talking about the old Cheapskates location and like you had to walk through the batting cages and it was like that's
all
where I
the way
went.
in the back of the store.
Yeah.
And I remember going there and trying to beg my mom to get me some Osiris D3s, but they were too expensive. They were like the most expensive shoe in there.
Yeah. I never had them.
Yeah, me either. And
What was your first like
My
expensive not like an Airwalk or anything, but what was
I was
your
just
first
gonna say my
expensive-
first pair was Airwalks, but then my first pair of shoes, my first pair of like expensive ones that weren't like your typical like DSW Vans or Airwalks was Globe Rodney Mullins.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Those things were like pillows on your feet. Huge.
Well, no, the Rodney Mullins were not too big, the ones that I had in the first, but I also had Globe Chet Thomas's. The Globe Chet Thomas's that were
They
like
white or no?
No, they were like a big ass bulky, like the tongue was like all connected to like the shoe
It was
in
like
general.
elastic, yeah.
Yeah, it was like they were the most comfortable shoe I've ever had, but like they were just a big ass bulky.
Yeah.
They were made for like the big baggy pants and
Yeah.
shit like that.
Yeah.
But I was always a Globe fan because like they used a lot of black and red colorways, and I was pretty much
Into
like
that
set
colorway.
anything that was black and red, like independent, like that was my shit. I had a Spitfire backpack, like I had an Edge shirt. It was black and red. It's just like anything that was black and red, I had to have.
Dude, speaking of like shoes and whatnot, and Alex Denner again.
Yeah.
I remember the Ed Templeton 4s. They're America. They're cheetah print.
Yeah, were those the ones with the diamonds in the eyelets?
No, those are Reynolds 3s.
Reynolds, yeah, Reynolds.
The cheetah print Ed Templeton shoes were so sick, and Denner had them, and everyone knew like Denner had them, like they were super sick, whatever. I always looked up to those guys, and I liked Ed Templeton, I liked the shoe, so I bought a pair. Went to school with them. Denner like heard from somebody that I also had those cheetah print shoes, found me at school, and was like, "I'll trade you whatever you want because I'm the only kid that can have those shoes here." And I was just like, "What do you mean?" He was like kind of being cool about it, but kind of being dead serious. He was like, "These shoes are so sick. I want to be the only kid in school that has them. Seriously. So come over to my house and I'll trade you whatever you want if you give me your shoes."
What did you trade him?
I gave him the Ed Templeton shoes, and I went to he gave me a pair of crew pants, my first pair of like tight actual like, because before like tight pants, I wore straight up girl pants.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we can talk about that later if you want. I literally was the first person to wear girl pants at my school as a dude, straight up. But Alex gave me like first pair of crew, and like crew jeans are like $80 at the time.
Yeah.
He gave me a couple like skate t-shirts. I think that might be when I got that deck too. But remember, the shoes were like $90 shoes, so I was like, my mom's gonna be pissed unless like I hide it from her, which I did.
Oh my god, I remember.
Imagine that. Imagine your mom buying you something and just trading it immediately.
I mean, I get that too. I would definitely do.
My dad was pumped though that I traded the cheetah print shoes immediately.
Oh,
he was
I'm
okay.
sure. I'm sure.
My dad
Dom.
was not on board with tight pants and that kind of whole trend.
Yeah, I mean, like I was never into the tight pants, but like I was into like the whole like dirty like audio like kind of skater
Just like
long
the grind
hair
look to it.
Yeah, exactly, like the grind look. But in middle school, what was your outlet to like seeing all the new skateboarding shit? Like besides for like, I just remember my first outlet to like really expanding was like CCS.
I was just gonna say CCS.
Yes.
Those little books.
Yeah, them little books
best.
coming in the mail, like that right there kind of like opened you up to like all the different teams, all the different like skaters, all the different pros,
What they were wearing.
Yeah.
Because every brand like wore something different. Like Enjoy
Exactly.
was like colorful. Their
like
team was very like.
that's the shit that I would gravitate towards. I remember the first time I met you, actually, you were standing with Shane Smith.
probably like a bunch of girls around me or something. I'm just kidding.
Shane Smith had his long hair, and I was wearing a shirt that said, that was a brown Enjoy shirt that had rainbow logos.
I remember this.
Yeah, and I had some jeans, and I had some America shoes on, and Shane Smith said, "Oh, look at this kid. He's a real skateboarder. Look at this guy right here." And then like he proceeded to call me a poser. To be fair, you didn't say a damn word. You had your blonde streak. You were wearing a red and black horizontal stripe fallen shirt with some brown
Was this in
crew
school?
pants. Yeah. It was in school right across from who the fuck? The health class, right next to Yasko's health class, right by Mr. Hearns.
You mean by Tim Landy's office?
Yep, that's it. Tim Landy's office. But yeah, skating was funny. I don't know why that even popped into my head, but I remember.
That's funny. Like the first like impressions. Is that the first time we like almost?
That was the first time I ever seen you.
Damn.
Because I remember your blonde hair. I was like, look at this fucking kid making fun of me. But
I was killing it.
yeah, you were fucking killing it back then. So, but like I said, middle school, we were trying to expand. Like, what else besides CCS? Like, who was your first, like, who introduced you to, like, different skate videos?
Like, who showed me the ropes of, like,
yeah,
this is
yeah,
how
yeah.
shit works?
Was it, like, Denner?
I mean, like, those guys were, like, probably 2 years older than me and my friends and I. They kind of, like, they didn't show us the ropes, but, like, my crew and, like, my friends knew, like, that was the level we wanted to get to. Like,
Yeah.
they were, like, we were in middle school, so they weren't, like, partying and whatnot, per se. Like, that was more into, like, high school and stuff. But, like, in middle school, like, I remember Dean Margliotti, my next-door neighbor.
Yeah.
He, at the time, my next-door neighbor, shout out Dean, he was, his older brother skated, and he had a bunch of, like, skate videos. And he was on vacation, or he went somewhere. Either way, I borrowed a bunch of skate videos. I was like, are you going to watch these? He was like, no. So I took a bunch of skate videos back to my house, and they were, like, VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And I started just watching those, like Logic 6, Status, I forget what else. But I started watching skate videos, and like my crew of friends, like there really wasn't like a cooler figure in our life that was like, this is how you do this. It was more or less like we just figured it out on our own.
Yeah.
Which was fun. It was funny though that like we all, like my crew had like, everyone had like their shtick. Like CR was the best. He could like 360 flip. He could like hit rails. Ryan was the one that would like just jump downstairs and like go over gaps. Like I wasn't doing any of that kind of stuff. I was keeping it real on flat ground. I had a mean kickflip. Still have a mean kickflip.
Yeah.
I was a filmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
always big into filming and editing.
Yeah, I was never good at skateboarding at all, so I just would film for people.
Yeah.
Whenever we would do anything, whenever we'd steal our parents' cameras.
Yeah. I was always just down for the culture. Like even if I'm not the
exactly
see with Kendama
it,
now, like I'm not the like there's kids nowadays, like I said, I'm 27 and like I'm an awesome Kendama player. But there's these like younger kids that are just like shredding kendama. Like the younger generation, like these kids, like they're killing it with everything.
Well, it's the same thing I was saying with skateboarding. It's like back then we saw Rodney Mullen's like highlights on Tony Hawk Pro Skater, and you're like, holy shit, like this dude is like a fucking god.
Right.
Like doing dark slides and everything like that. You're like, what is this dude doing?
I love
Casper
how
slides.
you'll still repost like Mullen videos to this
If I
day,
watch
and you'll
that-
still be like, still fire. Like,
If I watch
still
that, if
fire.
I see it on any social media, I'm reposting it because like that was like literally the tippy top of like skateboarding
It was
for
groundbreaking.
me. Yeah,
It was like
because,
there is nothing harder than this. This is
the dude literally like he invented an entire style of skateboarding.
he invented the ollie.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like everything after that is because of Rodney Mullen in the beginning. I'm not saying like he's like the only one that
No.
would have ever done that, but like
Right.
he was the one who did.
Fast forward, did you watch Nigel Hudson Till Death?
Oh my god!
He's
I
in-
told you to watch it, Brian.
I did.
I know.
Dude, it is
the
Wow.
kid's a fucking animal. But
Wow.
that's exactly my point. It's like the people that are out nowadays are just like the game has evolved so much, and this is like in anything, whether it's like. I mean, a perfect example is like UFC. Ronda Rousey was like the original woman badass who was just
face
coming
erased.
out
Yeah.
ripping arms off. But now she got her head kicked off, and it's just like she was the dopest in the beginning, but like she didn't advance her game.
I don't watch fighting that much like you guys do, and I would watch fighting with you guys, but like from my understanding, she's done. Like she just
Yeah,
stopped
she
after
signed
that.
with the WWE. She got her
wow.
head kicked off, and then she came back 2 years
well,
later,
never mind.
got beat again, and was like, "Nope, not for me." So
Brock
she
Lesnar
ended up,
approach.
got married, and is just getting crazy money. But it's like in anything, whether it's fighting or skateboarding, it's like there's younger kids right now that are like fucking 8 years old that are like fucking Smith grinding down these like 10 stairs with no hesitation or no fear whatsoever. And it's just like the game is just evolving. And I think a big part of it is because of how easy it is to get content. It's like
I was just gonna say that like I was surprised that Naja like he'll put out like just fire ass content on his Instagram,
all day.
but then he still had enough left over to make this like
That's-
unbelievable video.
Yeah,
Like
his B-rolls on his Instagram, but it's still an A for anyone else that's
Right.
that's doing it. And it's like,
With Kendama, it's the same exact thing. Kendama used to be like edits. Like people would wait like months, years, like for edits like to come out. And a Kendama edit would be like a camera sitting on a tripod and a kid doing a trick in front of a blank wall.
I remember the first Kendama thing that you ever showed me. I think it was what the fuck is his name?
Cooper?
No, it's the
Before that. Colin?
No, Zach Yord.
Yord.
Yeah, Zach Yord. It was it was the video. It was like someone threw a ball that was off of a string over the statue, and someone caught it off of there.
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the
yeah,
day.
yeah. That was in Pittsburgh.
That was
yellow...
the original like Pittsburgh thing with Colin Sander too.
Yep. With Colin Sanders, Zach Yord, Turner Thorne. Shout out those guys. They're on my team.
But yeah, I mean, like they fucking like the game advances with everything, and I think it's just because like whenever we were younger, we didn't really like. I remember the internet was coming up like definitely like 7th grade, 8th grade is like whenever I remember like having it completely like being fully immersed.
When dial-up wasn't a thing, like you had two phone or whatever. Like,
where you couldn't, you could be on the computer and
your dad's not gonna kill you.
Exactly. it's like I remember 7th grade is like you come home and you're on AIM. And like that was like your life. That was your lifeline. But there was not really any place to get. Like, there was no YouTube
what was
to
your
get
first
content.
Screen name? What was your first AIM screen name?
AIM screen name was Chad M. Bear, and I made it, or my mother made it for me. It was before 4th grade. I think it was 3rd grade because I remember exactly like I remember like giving my screen name to my friend. And like my mother made it. My last name means bear in Croatian. So like, that was catchy whenever I was in 3rd grade. Now I think about it, I'm just like, Jesus, Chad M. Bear.
My first screen name was Lincoln Park Jammer 91. All abbreviated because it wouldn't fit that many characters.
Yeah.
And 90 is my birth year, but it was already taken. So I was like, fuck it, 91. So it made no sense.
Yeah, not at all.
I used that screen name for a minute. Who put you on? Did someone like put you on to AIM? Like, yo, you
no,
check this out.
because my brother was older. So he opened the doors to everything. But like,
Briggs put me on.
I was young. So like my mother was the one who like made my first screen name. My first screen name that I made myself was Skater63090. Like my birthday. It's like how generic.
Straight up.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I remember having like the buddy icon. Doing like
that's what it was. Corey Briggs.
Dope ass
shout out
buddy
Corey.
icons.
He put me onto AIM. That Corey could sell anything. Like out of like when we were kids.
Absolutely.
I found out Tech Decks, Corey. Like AIM, Corey, and he sold me on the buddy icon. The buddy icon was like the no-brainer. I was like,
absolutely.
I could put Lincoln Park as these little characters in the bottom corner. Sold
all day.
Sold.
It's I mean, AIM was like such a crazy. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. Like back, like it's so dumb to think about now. Like, oh, you just sign on, you can just chat with people. All this is just a chat room.
Yep.
But it was so sick back then because like you got your buddy list. You could be
like Twitter mixed in with like texting, mixed in with like dial-up internet.
Yeah, and it was just such a wild time. Like you have your bios, your profiles. You just change it all the time. Put Nickelback lyrics in it if you're feeling wild.
A lot of the younger kids. I keep saying dial-up internet, but like I mean that. Like when I was a kid, we had like a computer at the house, but it wasn't like. I remember I tried to install The Sims on the computer and it wasn't having it. Like,
yeah, not having it at all.
It was just too slow. But I remember one time with dial-up internet, my younger generation is not going to know the pain of having to be like, hey, no one use the phone for the next hour. I'm going to be on the internet if that's okay.
Dude, that's...
I thought my dad was going to kill my brother one time just because like I think it was a Friday night or something. Cody went to like an activity night.
Oh, and just left it on?
Put an away message up. It was like, hearts, love you, miscellaneous, whoever, and it was like probably some like sick POD lyrics. Just left it up, and then like nobody went back on the computer until like Sunday or something. And I just distinctly remember my dad being like, "Has that phone rang once this weekend?" And like I think like we all put 2 and 2 together, and like my dad went and just shook the mouse on the computer and saw that away message pop up.
Oh my god!
I thought I was gonna be an only child after that. It was insane. I thought I was gonna kill him. He was like, "The internet's been on."
It's wild, like what parents would get pissed about back in the day. I mean, I guess they had good reason to.
Oh my god, they would spend how much money on a computer, and we would just give it AIDS immediately.
Yeah.
Download Kazaa, WinMix.
Oh
like,
my god,
everything.
my brother being older, like he was like that was like whenever he was like you would have Winamp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you'd have like the Winamp player, and you would download shit from like you said, Kazaa, and it's just like that was back then. Whenever you would just download the single instead of like the whole CD, because the whole CD would take 4 days, and it was like you had like 3 things downloading, and you would just see the progress, and you would come back 2 days later. And if it was done, you were like, yeah, but then the other one's like 12%, and you're like, fuck me, and it's just like. You had to wait for years on for certain things.
I always downloaded. I was obsessed with Dragon Ball Z compilations. With like, dude, I feel like I should just be. You'd think Linkin Park's paying me. It would be like Linkin Park songs, and then just like compilations of Dragon Ball Z, or like just any type of like.
R.I.P. Chester.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Chester.
Straight up, that's crazy shit.
It is crazy shit.
It's weird nowadays being older and seeing like people from.
Absolutely. People dying?
Weird.
That's crazy. It's like whenever our parents were older and it's like Jim Morrison dying. It's like that's literally almost the exact same thing. And it was such a big deal back then. It's like that is like the equivalent of what we're doing, what we're going on with right now. Yeah. It's like we have some artists out now that are Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? Like I think of Jack White and I think of like that's like a modern day like rock god,
yeah.
like Jimi
Totally.
Hendrix.
Yep. Yeah,
it's like the dude
totally.
just shreds on a guitar, and like that's what we're gonna remember as being like the most like elite of people.
Yeah. Remember we saw Jack White in Madison Square Garden a couple years ago. I remember walking in, there was like Hulk Hogan, like Hulkamania shirt ripped in half, like, and then just like all these just epic like trinkets of just events that went on here. And I remember just it being so monumental. I was like, God, this place is so insane.
Yeah, selling out Madison Square Garden.
And then we watched him play. That was insane.
Yeah, that was with Run the Jewels as well before they started like blowing up.
I didn't even know who they were. I remember being so confused.
I had no idea who they were
them,
either.
I fuck with Run the Jewels a little bit now. Not a lot, but
yeah, I mean like it's
there's a running joke now at my job with music. It's like if the song is older than 4 days, Bryan doesn't like it. It's like the running joke now.
I mean, music nowadays is a difficult subject to get into because it's just like it's all different, and it's just like it's not about the quality anymore. It's just about the wave that's passing right now.
Everything's like that. Nothing's about the quality anymore. It's about just like get the message out there fast.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington said it best. Look up that YouTube video. Denzel Washington when he just like roasts a reporter, but like in the best way ever, and it's so nice and polite.
I think I did see it, but I don't remember everything. But I do remember.
That's my gospel. It's so
hearing
good.
about that. Denzel.
Yeah,
legend.
So good.
He's a legend.
Straight up,
absolute legend. Back to skateboarding. I wanted to ask you this: tech decks. Tech decks are still going strong. I've seen.
I have 2 on my desk in Atlanta.
Yeah, like I mean, like I seen like their Instagram page. There's a dude that I know from a key sport named Jesse Hutchins. He's like pretty nasty with some tech decks, and they reposted his video.
Damn.
And I didn't know, but there's people that are still like going hard with tech decks.
Yeah, one of my homies, Jake Weens, like he plays. It's like fingerboard though, because like tech deck is like that brand.
Yeah,
like fingerboards are like they make ones now where the grip tape is like mesh. It's like cushion, so it kind of it sticks to your fingers, but it doesn't. Like the trucks have like bushings and there's actual bearings in them. Like I swear, I was looking at one the other day just out of curiosity, and it was like it was almost $100 just for a fingerboard.
Keep it.
You don't waste money on dumb stuff.
Oh, I do. I do. If anything, I mean,
didn't buy it.
I'm very, very bad with it. I once bought a lasso.
I was thinking lasso.
I went to the Western store one time. I was coming back from hunting with Sam Homa. Shout out Sam Homa.
That's what's up.
And we stopped at the Western store, and I just like I have a problem with spending money, and I think that anyone that knows me knows that I just piss it away. Might as well just light it on fire.
It's curiosity though. What's gonna hurt? If it's.
I mean, I've worked my entire life.
Do you still have the lasso?
Yeah, you already know I do.
How many people have a lasso?
No one.
I know one person has a lasso.
You want to know how many times I've touched it in the past 8 years since I bought it? Once. You know why I touched it? Not even to move it. I saw it there, and I took a picture, and I sent it to Sam Homa, and I was like, remember this?
Oh, my.
And then it was just like a running joke because, like, I don't know why. I used to drive around to Tiburon. A real small.
Damn right you did.
I'm 6 foot, like 285. So I drove around this small-ass 2-door manual Tiburon with a mean ass system in the
would
back.
bang in the trunk.
Yeah,
though.
system was mean as fuck. But like I drove this thing around, but like I just remember in my trunk I had like the dumbest shit ever. I had a lasso, I had a lockout kit. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna need all this
Did you have
shit.
pieces from Ryan's drum kit in there? Or did he ever give you that China or no?
No, but I still have his drumstick from the very first Murder at the Matinee Battle of the Bands from Saddle Ridge, R.I.P.
That was a good time.
That was a very good time. Speaking of that, we're getting way off topic.
Yeah, we are.
But middle school, I know you personally very well, so I'm going to kind of lead into this, but I also know that music was a big part of your life besides for skateboarding. When did that come into play?
I got my very first guitar on September 11th, 2001, like when all that shit happened. It wasn't because I was feeling like patriotic and I was like,
Jesus.
Dad, I'm going to change the world with music. Like, it was just like we had planned to go to Jim's Guitar Works that day.
You still went?
I went home. Like, my parents did not pick me up from school, for the record. They left me at school on September.
Really?
Yeah. They were just like, you're safer there than what? No, just ride the bus home.
Yeah, tell me, do you remember exactly where you were?
Yeah, I was in 5th grade and I was in Mr. Bedell's class. And he was just like, he kept his composure pretty well. He was like, some pretty insane stuff went down right now in New York City. And I think we're going to set a TV up in the hallway and we can all kind of watch that. And he's like, sorry, guys, if I'm not like, he was just very professional, very like out of teacher mode, just like being an adult, like, shut up, Bedell. He handled that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in 5th grade when September 11 went down. But yeah, my family, we went to Jim's Guitar Works in El Rama, PA. And I bought a Dean. Well, my parents bought me a Dean guitar and a little Dean amp. And then I started taking lessons after that for like 4 years.
3 or 4 years?
Yeah, I started playing the guitar. And then I was just interested. I wanted to. Corey Briggs also had gotten a guitar.
What made you want to get into guitar? Linkin Park?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you probably seen him shred, and you're probably like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it."
I think this was probably after
That was a dude wearing headphones, right? Or he wore the earmuffs, right?
Yeah, he was wearing like in-ear monitors, but he just wore like giant like
Yeah.
yeah. He sent it
Real extra.
super extra.
And it doesn't even matter.
Probably Linkin Park. Corey got a guitar too. So
Yeah.
we were gonna like, and my parents and Corey's, the person I keep referring to, our homie Corey, his parents and my parents were really good friends, and it was like, hey, we want to get guitars, we want to just start playing together. Corey quit 2 weeks after playing the guitar. I think he gave it to Ryan or something after. But like
Probably.
I started taking lessons. I hated it at first because I wanted to walk in there and I was like, I'm trying to learn Green Day, Linkin Park, this, Papa Roach, like
Yeah.
CKY.
Papa
And
Roach.
he was like, all right, let's learn chords first. Let's learn how to read music. And I was just
Yeah, you just have to do them
about
stupid ass like
Dude, I hated it.
strumming technique things. And
My
like,
parents, being the people they were like, we bought this shit
yeah, you're gonna fucking do
and
it.
it's going to sound like shit until it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. So I kept doing it. And then I took lessons for a while. And then I could read music and stuff, but like I definitely can't anymore.
Yeah.
My overall goal though was to learn how to play the guitar well enough to be able to like write my own music and start a band with my friends. And I was able to do that. So, I mean, I still play the guitar now. I brought my acoustic to Atlanta, but I don't know. Like I'm a victim of secondhand embarrassment. So like I feel like if I play the guitar, I'm that guy playing the guitar now.
You are.
So like I don't.
Doesn't even matter how good you are.
It's decoration.
Does not even matter how good you are. You're just that
You're
dude.
just that dude in a puka shell necklace, even if you're not wearing one.
Puka
Just playing
shell
Sublime
necklace.
or something like.
Yeah.
Not my scene.
Wonderwall. And now here's Wonderwall.
Play Wonderwall.
Yeah.
But I took guitar lessons for a while, and then started a band with my friends, and a couple podcasts mentioned it. Like Murder at the Matinee was our first band, and then we did like Eyes Have Seen the Glory for a while.
You were just a badass back in the day, skating, ripping on a guitar.
I just like, if I am really into something, like, and I'm that confident in it, I'll
obsessed.
fully do it.
Yep.
I'm like, I know I can do this.
The same way. It's just
Yeah.
like if I enjoy something, I immediately become obsessed with it, and it's just like way too much. It's like I just immediately sink a bunch of money into it, even before if I know I really love it. You know what I mean? Just like a lasso. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to do these wild tricks. I might even start doing like some hog ties or whatever like that. Use the lasso one time. I'm going to tell this story because it was funny. We were in Perry Jackson's field in Forward Township. For anyone who doesn't know, Forward Township is like a bunch of...
It's one big field.
Yeah.
With some houses there on accident.
Yeah, the best way I could describe it is like whenever Marty McFly goes back in time and Back to the Future and wrecks into that farm,
Yeah.
it's like that is exactly what Forward Township looks
we
like,
grew up.
honestly. But we used to have these like big ass bonfires in our buddy's field, and our other friend Mitch had this funny ass minivan with no seat in the back, and we would all just pile in there and just go drive around and do dumbass shit for no reason. But I had this, they were literally the best times ever. But like I had this lasso, and we were driving in this field, and like we knew there was going to be deer in there, and I was like, "Fuck it, I am gonna lasso a deer right now."
A live.
Oh, deer,
deer.
yeah, live deer. So I opened this door. Dale Rothy was in the back with me. Dale Rothy was a fellow football player of mine, so he was definitely like, he was built like a brick shithouse. So I was like, Dale, grab my belt and do not let me fall out of here. So Mitch is whipping around in this van, and I was probably 2 inches away from lassoing a live deer. Swear to God, on my grandfather's grave. And I never thought...
You would have gone down in history.
Well, I never thought of what was going to happen if I got that deer. You know what I mean? Like, if I lassoed that deer,
sucked out of the van, and it would
I would have got pulled out of that deer. I would have got pulled out of that van so quick. But whenever I went to throw that lasso at the deer, I almost fell out and got my fucking head ran over. But that was a story about my lasso. After that, I hung it up and hung up my spurs. Never touched it again.
It's a good way to go out, though.
Yeah, going out. What was he doing? He was trying to lasso a deer in the field. Fuck it.
Imagine saying it to your dad later on.
Oh,
Chad,
my
what the hell
God.
happened? Like, I tried to lasso a deer with my friends outside of
Well,
a
did he get it?
98 minivan.
No, he didn't get the deer. Oh. So, playing guitar, skateboarding, middle school.
I was just like that. My brother was like literally the all-American kid. Like, played captain of the football team. Like, girlfriend was a cheerleader. Made awesome grades in school. And like, I didn't make bad grades in school, but I made like... I didn't really give a shit about school, like grade-wise. Like when it came to making friendships, I was friends with everybody.
Yep.
Like I loved school for the social side of it.
That's exactly it.
Loved it. But I like academically, it was just like I was there just going through the motions.
I mean,
with
like
else.
exactly. People hated going and sitting in class and everything like that. But I just wanted to go and like see my friends and everything.
I fully enjoyed high school and like middle school. I always did.
Absolutely.
Like, when people say like, "Oh, I hated high school," I loved it. I was lucky. I was on prom court, homecoming.
Did you
like,
win?
No.
Fucking loser.
Pinsky won.
You can't beat him.
Pinsky and Patty won. It's horse
Yeah.
shit, if you ask me, but it's all good.
Yeah,
I was class clown. 2009.
Got
Class
voted?
2009. I got the trophy in my room, cuz.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
My
Clap,
dad was,
clown.
first thing my dad said when I brought it home, I was like, "Dad, check it out." And he was like, "Hey, look at that, Carol. We raised the class clown. You pumped? You happy?"
That's not bad though.
It's a trophy with my name on it. Counts.
Yeah, it does. It counts.
No, music was huge, and like even though I don't play like the guitar anymore, it was just like, or that much anymore. It was just like it was more or less like the experience like of being in a band. Like in the band, I didn't even play the guitar that much. Like when we were actually doing it, I played the bass.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that a lot of the shit that you go through in middle school and like elementary school and like even young into high school is just like, I mean, it's experiences. Like we don't know what we like.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like you just try it out, right?
Yeah.
It's like I had a guitar at one time, but I just quit because it was just like, I remember I never had time. Like I didn't take lessons
Trying to play
because
Semi-Charmed Life and you couldn't get it.
yeah, I just couldn't
fuck
get it that first time. I just couldn't get that first strum. It was just sitting there just going, and it just never worked out right. It was beat. But so how did you, like I was asking before, how you progressed like your knowledge of skateboarding. How did you progress your knowledge of like music and everything besides for lessons, like finding new bands and everything? Like what was your plug to like kind of see like the new type of music that was coming out?
When I was, I guess for people that actually listen to this podcast, like earlier on, the first episode with Zach Pishney, he's probably one of my closest like friends. We were in a band together, Murder at the Matinee. We were in I've Seen the Glory, and there wasn't really anybody there to like show us the ropes. It was more or less one of those things where like I was super into the Devil Wears Prada. I was super into Silverstein. I was super into that kind of stuff.
I
so
get
like
that.
I basically was like, I can do that. I know we can all do this. Let's start a band. Zach was like super sick of the guitar. And we kinda
Before
just, like,
this though, how are you getting into the music that you started to like?
Like when like my first time hearing it and stuff. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Like, how did you like? Because I always ask people that don't have like an older sibling how they get exposed to like new bands that they like. Like in middle school, I remember listening to fucking like, I mean, like Linkin Park, things like that, like different bands like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just remember. Like,
I got So like I was on it was Comcast on demand, and I was just looking around at music and like music videos and stuff. Like I was just home by myself or something.
yeah.
And I went to under like it was like screamo or like post hardcore. I was like, what the hell?
just
genre
kind
is
of
this?
seeing what was going on there.
Clicked on Silverstein Smashed into Pieces, and it was the video in that white room and like chocolate gets thrown on them or something. Remember, like I watched that video. I'm not even exaggerating, like maybe like 6 or 8 times. I just watched it. I was like, holy shit. And the second time I watched it, I was like, whoa. And like the third time I watched it, I was like, I fuck with this a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember just like getting so stoked on it. I was like, I wonder if any of my other friends
Would like this type of
like
shit.
this kind of stuff. And then I went to like Zach Pishney, Dylan Pishney's house, and I was like, you guys got to hear this. Because like they were my only other friends like kind of listened to that music at the time.
Yeah.
And Justin Pishney, their older brother, had already been on that kind of stuff. He was into like Scary Kids scaring kids. Like,
Yeah. Wow, I forgot all about them.
Trio, Armor for Sleep. Like this was not news to him. Like he was like, oh yeah, Silverstein's the best.
Yeah.
So I guess like saying it out loud, like Justin Pishney and like the Pishneys in general, kind of like once I found Silverstein, like that's what put me on to like
all the
emo,
rest
and
of
that's
the
what
shit,
put me
like
on to,
spider
all
webs
that kind of
off.
stuff. Yeah, and like Justin didn't set us down and was like sit us down and say like this is what this is and this is what this is, but it was more or less like
validation. Like
exactly.
this is like
is
older
this
kids
screamo?
like
is this
this.
hardcore? Like
yeah.
what's the? And he would like more or less verify it that way, but.
Yeah, music was I just remember like anytime listening to like new music and like getting into it, buying the CD and things like that. I remember the first time I heard like screaming music and I was like, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what song it was? It was Ohio is for Lovers.
Houghton Heights.
I remember just watching I remember that whole like time period in life because it was right whenever TRL was like kind of shit in the bed, and it was like they would play 20 seconds and then like
Teen Mom up next.
Yeah,
like,
you know what I mean? Like,
sick.
Just terrible. Like, they didn't even play music videos anymore. But
Yeah.
I remember watching. I remember watching Ohio is for Lovers and like him screaming a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I was like, man, this is like different, but like I like this.
Yeah,
It's like-
it was like stuff it was like. To me, it always reminded me of like, not to keep hitting on Linkin Park, but it was like almost like the deconstruction of that, because it was like it didn't sound as good, like quality wise and stuff, but
Yeah,
it was
but it
like
wasn't
this
bad. It was still
weird,
different.
like early baby
It was like
version
a
of
new,
like
a new
Yeah.
feeling of it because it's like it had all the good regular like rock feelings of it all, but it also added something different.
Yeah.
It was just like, and it was like back then whenever we were feeling all like teen angsty and
Yeah.
everything like that, and you're just like, oh, this is like a little bit different. Like this makes me like.
I felt like I was on the same level as they were, because like I had like weird hair, like it was like kind of growing long, kind of wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't that transition. I was like wearing girl pants at the time.
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
like skateboarding is like you're the outcast, so you
Yeah.
got to have something different.
And I was like, I feel like I could be on the same page as these guys. Like they look kind of like misfit-ish. Like
yeah.
And I was
misunderstood. I'm so
like,
misunderstood.
you don't get it, Dad. It's a lifestyle. Like, I was like not that deep into it, but I was like pretty deep into it like that. And I
mean, like you were wearing eyeliner and shit. No, I'm
I
just
definitely
kidding.
never wore eyeliner. I didn't go that far. There was a point in time where I think someone was like, somebody tried defining it so specific at school. They were like, so are you like scene or are you like metrosexual? And I was like, what? I was like metrosexual is when you like dress like you do, but you start wearing makeup. But it's like, it's not gay because you're straight. It's just like you really care about the way you look. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I just like screamo music. Like,
Nah.
yeah. Just put my hand up and just
Nah,
shake my
bro.
head. Like, no,
Just
no,
walk
that ain't
away
me.
for them, close your locker, and walk away for them.
But I always loved it, like screamo music, and like even with screaming, like nowadays, so like I still love like I still listen to all that kind of stuff, like Under
Yeah.
Oath, like I love it, like that's
Like
my
the
bread
old
and butter.
nostalgic, though.
Yep, bread and butter, totally. I just like I loved it, and I was never really one for lyrics. So I didn't even care what they were saying. Like when they were literally saying "cut my wrist" and "black," I didn't even care because I
didn't
liked the way
even
it
know
sounded.
what they were saying.
No.
I didn't know what they were saying.
No.
A lot of the shit,
No
I
idea.
still have no clue. Stuff that like I've probably listened to Joel the Watchman from For Today probably 100 times in my life. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Not a lick of a clue what they're saying in
idea.
the song, except for like the fucking big ass breakdown.
The first time my band and I recorded an album, it was done, and none of us knew what the lyrics were, except
Yeah.
Dylan. Dylan wrote the lyrics. Shout out Dylan Yingling, ding, big ding.
Yeah.
He wrote the lyrics. We recorded all of our parts. We loved the way it sounded. And the biggest thing we insisted on with our first record was like, we want to be able to hear the China cymbal really well.
Fuck
and we
yeah.
want big fat bass drops. Like it
Yeah.
was just so cliche, but like we loved it. And I remember like the lyrics were like, we were listening to it and it was just Dylan going like, "Rah, rah," like crazy stuff. And then afterwards we were like, what are you saying? Like, what are the lyrics? And we didn't even read the lyrics that he had written until after the album was done.
He's just like, I wasn't saying anything. I'm just making noises.
Like, oh shit, I didn't.
Just trying to catch a vibe, bro.
I mean, that's all weird. That's all I was doing.
Yeah.
Just catching a vibe.
So in middle school, hanging out with all your friends, like what else? I mean, you were doing music, obviously. You were definitely skating. Like what else? What other kind of shit you do?
Like skating was like, I feel like everyone in the band like kind of skated at one point. So like skating has always been a big like, it's always been in my life, and I think it always will be.
For sure.
The being in a band was kind of what put us on like the map a little bit. Like it definitely made us like a little bit cool, I guess you could say, in high school, because like
Got you all the pussy.
Tuesday night Club Octane.
Yeah, me and Bryan
That me.
in high school were friends with all the kids that were getting pussy, but like we weren't.
And we would just cheer them on like, that's so sick.
Yeah, it's just like good, dude. Good for you. It's
And
like
we would literally drive around in your car, your truck, and listen to like Fergie and like,
I mean, like we
emo
were trying
music.
to find it, but it just never like.
Chad and I went on a double date one time. What movie we saw? Room
1408.
1408. Chad was like, just like kind of like friends, like talking to this girl or something, and then like she had a friend, and like we went to the movies or whatever, and it was just first double date we went on. I think it ended like you probably hung out with her again like after that, and then like that was it.
Fucking
But
knows.
it was probably it definitely wasn't us. It was probably a shit movie.
I know the movie was good. It's just I don't remember that whole time period of life. It's like I'd say what you were in ninth grade and I was in 10th grade, or no, I was in.
You were the first person that we were talking about this before, but you were the first person. You were the first kid to get their driver's license that I was allowed to ride in the car with. Like my parents, my mom, for whatever. I mean, like obviously, she was like,
Dude, it was.
Could you imagine, honestly, though, like, side note, like having a kid and just being like, I love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
Then letting that kid go into a vehicle with another just kid
Yeah,
you
you
don't
fucking
know.
idiots. These little idiot kids just are driving around a big ass car.
And all we were worried about was a AM FM converter.
I swear to God, I
listen to
was
our
literally
fucking
just going to
iPod.
bring it up. So, like, my first
How much money
vehicle.
would we spend?
My first vehicle was an 85 Silverado lowrider, okay? It was a primer gray. It had a custom grill in it with a small block engine in it. I mean, like, it was a sleeper. It was a dope ass car. Had a bench seat in it,
Yeah.
or truck, I mean. And I just remember getting my license that day. I remember I took driving lessons from, shout out Ed Miller's driving school, if you ever want to sponsor the
You went to driving
podcast.
school?
Yeah, I went to
Really?
driving school because it takes money off your insurance if you're a young kid. So I
Oh,
went
yeah,
there
it
and
does, 'cause
took
you're
a few
like-
classes, and the dude like literally shows you the exact test. So like I was ready. My
Did you
instructor,
pass your driver's test first tee?
yeah, it took my permit. I failed it once. I remember I was working with my dad, and like working with my dad doing construction was the worst because I was always just like the bitch. He was like, "Oh yeah, go clean up his trash," and I'm just like, "Fuck yeah, thanks." 8 hours of me just picking up garbage.
Thanks for putting me on, Dad.
Yeah, so
Show me the
like
ropes.
right before work, we went to go get my permit, and I failed by one question. Immediately pissed. Whole day cleaning up shingles at this fucking house, sweating to death, miserable. It was literally like it crushed my soul. My dad took me back the next day, passed, and then I took this like. I didn't drive too much with my permit. Like I
Yeah.
drove every once in a while.
Yeah.
I was just tired of. I didn't want to hear my mom bitch at me about driving.
I refuse to ride with my mom in the car.
Yeah, it was
Passengers,
ridiculous.
yeah, I can't
It's
do it.
still ridiculous, honestly. But I remember getting my license, and my dad was like, that driving guy took me there, and I got my license, and I called my dad. He was at work, and he was like, "Oh, you got your license? That's awesome." I was like, "Can I take the truck out?" He was like, "Nah." He was like, "I don't think so yet." And I was like, "What do you mean? I got my license." And he was like, "I mean, I guess just go around the neighborhood." So
Where'd you go?
I went around. I picked up one of the girls I was friends with at the time named
That's what's up.
Manny Nemeth.
Hey.
We went and drove just literally around Elizabeth over and over again. But and then after I drove a little bit, my dad was cool. My parents really didn't. I was gonna say my parents didn't. They weren't too strict on the 11 o'clock curfew with the new drivers.
Cinderella license.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I just remember lying to them. I don't remember lying to them. I just remember leaving out the
Fibbing.
truth because, like, I remember after a football game, I played football, so every Friday night after a game, after we'd lose, I would go. We would go and do something wherever we would go. Go sit
Old
in a
Town
fucking
Buffet.
field or some shit while people got all hammered, drunk, and fell asleep on the ground. And my mom and dad were like, "You're allowed to be out till midnight, right? Technically." And I was like, "Yeah, midnight for sure."
No
And
loophole.
all my other friends, like their parents might have been strict. They all had to go at that time. I was like, "Yeah, fucking losers." I was like, "I'm
I've
here."
been here. I've
And
been
then
here.
I remember this fucking kid's mom told my parents like, "Oh, it ain't noon. It ain't midnight. It's 11." And I was like, "You fucking bitch."
Did you come clean? Like I knew, or you were like I didn't know?
Yes, I mean they knew I knew, but like regardless, yeah, so Cinderella license, and I just remember that whole time period was such a different. It was like the best time ever. It's like I can't even remember honestly how we met.
You and I.
Yeah,
It was through mutual friends. I forget how like we first
I think it was through Maddie
probably.
because I knew Maddie through Kenny, and I think I met you. I don't know. Regardless, but me and you just ended up hanging out a bunch of like that whole summer. It was just like I had that truck, and we would wake up, do whatever, and that whole beginning of
We
the
would
summer,
put like just enough money in the gas tank just to do
like $6.
Oh my god!
Just to get to the mall, walk around for 6 hours,
buy nothing, get Subway or maybe
yeah, something, and just drive around. But it was just a.
Remember Green Oak Fair, Mount Vernon Fair? Used to hit up all the church fairs in the
That was,
summertime.
dude. That was our
would
shit.
hold it down.
That was our
Hold
shit.
it
We would just
down.
we would just travel from one to another, and it was
Talking
like
to people, bebopping around.
big ass sunglasses,
Yep.
swooped hair,
Oh my god!
shoelaces for a belt.
Hide your daughters,
Yeah, yeah. Hide your daughters.
dude. That was good.
It was a good time back then. Just being in being in school whenever you're that young without like all these adult obligations was just like awesome.
I got my permit the fourth try.
Fourth.
First time I went in, I was like, "Fuck, I ain't reading that book."
Yeah.
Went in, failed, like
Yeah.
immediately, didn't get it. Second time I went in, I like skimmed the book, didn't get it. I was like, "Oh my god." Third time, probably some dumb shit. Fourth time, I got it.
Yeah.
My driver's test, I got my driver's license my third try.
Third.
Yeah. First time the guy like, well, I went to Bell Vernon the first try.
That's where I went.
That's where they're strict though. I heard Uniontown is where they're like a little more
Or no,
low
I
key.
didn't go to Belvern.
There was like a few spots.
I think I went to Penn Hills.
Oh yeah, you might have actually.
Yeah, Penn
that
Hills,
It was
I
like
think
it was
that
like
was
Penn
it.
Hills, Bell Vernon, or Uniontown.
Yeah.
And I remember telling my mom, I was like, "Mom, we can't get to Bell Vernon because they're harder on you." And she was like, "It's all the same test." Went to Bell Vernon, took it in my. Remember that white Jeep I had, that
Yep.
white Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Yep.
As soon as I was about to put the key in the thing, the dude was like, "Whoa, whoa." He's like, "Put it in and just get the battery on." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "Let it idle," or something. He was just like using like
Way
book
too,
terminology.
You're being
Dude,
a little bit extra.
the car didn't even go in the drive, and he was like, "You failed." He was like, "Show me your defrosters, show me your four ways, show me," and he wanted to know like all the insights out of the car before it even turned on. And I think I fucked up like my defrosters, like I just didn't know the button it was, and he was just like,
God forbid.
But yeah, my first time I didn't even pass, and I remember just getting back in the car with my mom. She's like, "What happened?" And I was just like, "We should have went to Uniontown because this guy was a dick." Like hindsight, totally on me because I just didn't know what I was doing. But
Yeah.
he should let me pass. Get in a car, not knowing what I was doing. Come on, cut me
Absolutely.
some fucking slack.
Absolutely. Fuck them, right?
Went to Uniontown, like a week or two later. failed again. My mom was pissed that time. She was like, "We drove all the way out here, and and I fucked up on parallel parking."
Yeah, that's what
You
gets
old
everyone.
bastard.
I feel.
I bumped the curb. And the guy was like, "You bumped the curb," and that was it. I was done. Third time I went in, Drano got it.
Bump your fucking face with my fist, bitch. If you fail.
Dude, did you know when I got my driver's license in Atlanta, they keep the other one now? Before they used to put a punch in it. Now they just keep it.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I remember I asked. I was like, "Did I get that back?" They're like, "No, we keep these now." And I was like, "Why?" And they're like, "So you don't like." I don't. They're like, "We just keep them now."
That's weird.
Yes, I have this Atlanta one now.
Anyway, back
Georgia.
ninth grade. Yeah, go back and
This is
forth.
the
We're
most
just-
ADD.
That's all right. This is the
podcast
best
ever.
part about it. It's just like friends over 10 years. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? You got to dig deeper. But you guys started that band, Murder at the Matinee,
Yeah.
and that was like another like that whole scene era.
That was just awesome in general. It was like every kid has a dream of being like a rock star, being on
Yeah.
stage and playing the guitar. And like, I remember we did Guerrilla Productions had the Battle of the Bands, and that was like our first show ever was like at
Megan
this-
Detweiler's
Megan Detweiler's
garage.
garage, and it was just like a garage show, a lot of fun.
With
Like,
Carnage at Southwood.
damn right,
Yeah, Carnage at Southwood, motherfucker.
shout out. And Jaded Holly or Failsafe play?
Nope. More hate than fear did.
That's right. Carnage at Southwood, More Hate Than Fear, and then Murder at the Matinee.
Yep.
We killed it, obviously.
Yeah.
It was a fun show. A lot of people were there. But our first actual show was Battle of the Bands, and it was one of those like kind of jank ones where it was like the most noise wins.
Yeah.
And I remember just like we just saw 100 tickets. We sold all the tickets. We had people coming from our school like buying tickets at the door.
Oh my god.
It was just like the fantasy, dude. My I'm just gonna say it now. My like crush all through school was like Jackie Martinsik, like the coolest. Like shout out Jackie.
Yeah.
But I remember
Yeah,
just
she'll
being,
probably listen to this.
but just like seeing all my friends and seeing like Jackie and just seeing
Dude.
all these people like we're playing instruments on stage, like people were into it, digging it. I was
Yeah.
like, this is the best. And then we won the Battle of the Bands.
Fuck yeah.
Won the second round and stuff. And like I think we lost second round. Like
On the
it
way
was, like, a
down
month
there,
later.
I had my mom's. I think it was a Durango, but I had it filled up with people.
It was so sick.
It's like I was riding deep with so many people. We rolled so deep there.
Maddie was there. He was like
Yeah.
our tech or like
Yeah,
our manager, at the time or
manager,
something.
whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
But that was such a wild time. It's like all of us just running around to shows every
Mm-hmm.
weekend and just making way with the little money we had.
It was fun. Like that was our first band. We were all in high school. Zach, oh my god, he had the most talent out of all of us, and I think he was 14.
Yeah,
And we were all like in
yeah. The kid was just a
11th,
little shredder on a
12th
guitar.
grade. He was like prodigy for sure, or
Yeah.
like just born.
Yeah, he was
with
a
that
natural
gift.
born talent.
He was
of
meant to
it.
play the guitar.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And now he's killing it in like Moss to Flames.
I still can't believe that, honestly. Like, dude,
Dude.
like Moss of Flames was like, well, I'll take a step back for a second. Murder at the Matinee was our first band's name, and all of our track names were like, just don't make me use the Hulk hands, or like
Yeah,
all
yeah.
inside jokes and dumb shit. And we did that for a little bit, and then we were like, all right, let's make this a little bit more serious. Like we rearranged like the members a little bit and stuff. But I remember like taking it to the next level was Eyes of Seen the Glory, and that was kind of just where we went with that. And it was like just like the next level. Like we kind of were just a little more mature what we did, and it was we changed our sound a little bit more into like hardcore ish.
yeah.
But like Moss to Flames was like one of our favorite bands. Like we all listened to like Attack, like Moss to Flames, like
Yeah.
Prada, like sick bands at the time, Bring Me the Horizon, and just like Zach's in that band now, and that's seriously to this day like
it's
I'm
wild
such
to
a
think-
proud dad about it. Like
It's wild to think about.
so sick.
It's like going to shows to see a band that you really, really enjoy, and now the motherfucker is just traveling around with
Yeah,
them.
I'm so proud of him. Shout out Zach. Pitch
Yeah,
you're
Zach.
killing it, man.
We
Love
really
you.
are proud as fuck.
Absolutely.
Just little Z, X Zach X.
Dude, his
killing
first tour. It was like, hey, want to be in like Moss to Flames? Sure.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Might as well.
Hey, want to go to Europe with Silverstein
Yeah, that's
and The Devil Wears Prada?
Yep, that's just like you're
Sure.
like
In
some
Europe?
of your favorite bands of
Sure.
all time.
Yeah, that should be low key.
Now, after like typical high school experience, I would say like we had a We just hung out, did whatever we
High
did.
school, it was fun. It was
It
awesome.
was just fun. It was just fun times. Nothing really.
We're just
even,
those guys right now. Like, man, high school was a blast, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like people were like, I fucking hated it, but like realistically, we were the same type of person. We were friends with all different people, and it was just like it wasn't hard to have a good time there.
No, it wasn't.
It's like
No, it
the
wasn't.
only negative about my high school experiences was like being obligated to be in class and like try to do some work.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was just like a big fucking hangout. But after high school, what was the next move?
The band was going like pretty strong. Like we were getting lots of good shows. Like I got the opportunity to share the stage with like people that I like literally idolize. Like We Came as Romans was like I loved We Came as Romans. Like we've gotten to play with We Came as Romans, The Devil Wears Prada, Asking Alexandria from first to last. Like, and that was just like unreal. Parkway Drive, Club Octane, remember that show?
Unreal.
Savage Animals.
Yeah, dude. Like
We were taking it more serious, and we were just like, all right, let's definitely like shit or get off the pot with this. So we started putting all of our money into it. We bought a van, we bought a trailer. I remember like fighting my mom about going to college. I was like, I do not want to go to college. Like I want to be in a band. And we kind of just met in the middle. She was like, go to CCAC, take some online classes, like travel if you went with the band for a little bit, which we were only traveling on like weekends and stuff because we had like jobs and stuff to help fund the band. But like, and buy merch, and any money we made would just like go into funding that kind of stuff. And I just remember it getting really real when we bought like a van and a trailer, and we actually like had tour dates like set up in like New York and Jersey and like stuff like that. Like it was never super, like it was never like huge and like never got signed like an insane label and that kind of stuff. But just like the exposure and just the capability to like do that was like insane.
Well, I feel it was difficult back then because like that was still before like social media like really started like popping off.
Yeah, it was MySpace. Like MySpace, we would put all of our like time and efforts into like MySpace and just like how it looked, and we were very particular. Like it must be professional if we want to take ourselves serious. Everything has to sound this way, and we were just like, it was basically like, let's nut up. We got to do this now.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I mean, I would assume that every city has like somewhat of a music following like Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
But like we just don't see it obviously, but I feel that Pittsburgh's music scene was like it was dope as hell back then.
Yeah. The music scene was huge.
There was always a show to go
Yep.
to, and it's like we were friends with like everyone that was in other bands. And it was just such a cool time.
Yeah.
It's like you would go see a bunch of different bands, and it was just an excuse to go hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
It's just like you see all kinds of funny ass people, and like it was right in MySpace, the prime MySpace days.
Oh, yeah.
So like you would go to a show and you would see like whatever funny ass funny ass MySpace name. I was gonna think of one right off the hand, but that was just a girl we went to high school with.
Just like name drop.
Yeah, name drop one real quick, but like I'll say it anyway. Fuck it, Leanna Lead Poisoning.
Ooh, I was gonna say Brit from Pitt.
Brit
sounds
from Pitt, Leanna Lead Poisoning. Like I just remember like
what was Ryan's? Ryan Revolution.
Ryan Revolution, King of the Ozone.
Oh god, yeah.
Infamous, dude. Ryan,
Mine was Brian Smokes Clowns Like You on the B-ball court for a while.
Mine was Strawberry.
Yours was Strawberry. Do you have some other handle that's Strawberry still? Or no, it's Strawberry Cuz everything.
Fuck no, I don't have that handle no more. Embarrassed. But MySpace was such like a it was just, I mean, it was an epic time.
It was so hard to find people. Like, God forbid you go to a concert and you'd meet someone like, oh, hey, my name's like Alyssa, look me up. And you'd have to type in like Reptar X
Asterisk,
Alyssa to maybe find
__ 8 asterisks and things like that.
It was wild times. I was never super into like modding out my MySpace and like hiding everything. Like fuck people that like made their MySpace like everything hidden and it was just a picture of you. Like I ain't looking at that.
Yeah,
dumb. I want to see your pictures.
You were in my top 8.
You were in my top. I don't want to like overspeed. I think you were. You probably were.
I probably wasn't cool enough.
You probably were.
But top 8s were...
You know what my top 8 was?
Who?
Linkin Park.
Yeah. Just kidding. Linkin Park, South Park. I like anything that has to do with the park. But, so going to CCAC and like playing music and everything like that, how long would you say the band went on? Because like this is around 2009 that you get out of high school.
9, 10, 11. I think like 2011 was our last show. We like sold out Club Diesel on the South Side.
Yeah.
That was insane. That was a lot of fun.
Why do you think that I was going to say the troupe disbanded, but why do you think that the band like kind of went their separate ways?
If you listen to like the podcast with like Brandon Matty, he touches on it a little bit. Like Brandon Matty was in our band for a little bit too, and then we asked him to like, we could tell he wasn't really into it anymore. Like he would miss practices sometimes, or he would just like not really like fully like be like in it, and like, which was fine. And then like we were kind of just like, all right, maybe we should get a replacement soon. Remember we had this like meeting lined up with Brandon. We're just gonna be like, all right, we're gonna ask Brandon to leave. It's gonna be super sketch. Like I hope he's not mad at us. Like et cetera, et cetera.
You're out, nerd. Beat it.
He shows up and he's just like, what's up? We're like, I don't know. We're going to change the direction of what we're doing. And Maddie's like, yeah, I'm not feeling it anymore anyways. And we were like, no, are you serious? Because we're going to kick you out. This is perfect. Like, it was just like.
I was in the car whenever that happened. It was at Ryan's house.
You guys are coming back from wing night.
Yeah.
Because we were like, why the fuck weren't you at practice, Brandon? And he was just like, it was when Brandon was just like, you don't got to tell me what to do. Like one of those moods, but like, that was a good Brandon.
Yeah, it was just it was just so wild. I think about like all the style and everything we all had to.
But we just like with the band, we just like kind of grew up like I was like pretty into it, but then like Dylan kind of like lost interest, Maddie kind of lost interest, and like we all kind of like made the decision. Like I got hired at Apple like in 2011, and I was like, this is my next move. Like, I love Apple products. This is like a big deal for me, and we kind of made the decision. I kind of just like, all right, let's leave on the right note. Let's have like a venue. Let's have like a like just one sick like farewell show and kind of do it. And we all kind of just like decided to like agree on that, just to kind of like break up and just like part ways. But yeah, so we did that. But Pishney still had juice in him. He was like, I'm like almost 16,
riding it
like,
till the wheels fall off.
And so like that was it too. Like Pish was in like another band while we were in our band. So it was just like, it was kind of time and place, like coming of age thing where you're just like, let's move on a little bit.
Now, do you think that the whole genre of music was kind of like falling off?
It was saturated as fuck. It was super saturated.
Yeah,
it was
like
just
there was, it's almost like photographers now.
There's just too many people were doing it. It was like, hey, there's a show going on Tuesday. It's like, oh, cool. It's like, hey, there's a show Tuesday and Friday now. Like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Then you have other local bands like Force Feeding. You're like, hey, I want to go to a show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No.
Yep.
I think it just got, that was my opinion though. Like, I think it just got oversaturated.
Yeah, it's oversaturated, and there were so many shitty bands that it devalued the genre in a whole. Like,
and when you kind of see like, not to like cut you off or anything, but like one of the shows we played with like from first to last, which was it was without Sonny Moore. It was like when he was I think he was Skrillex when
he was. Or I don't know if he was technically like Skrillex yet, but he was
what's
like
the front man of like from first to last, Matt Hope. I forget his name.
Matt Skiba.
Yeah, I forget the guy's name now, but like
I can't remember either.
Remember it was from the show we were playing with from first to last. It was from first to last show.
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of like one of those things where like seeing a band that you idolize like break up. It was kind of like like maybe
like that's a reality.
It was a small awakening. It was just something like that. Yeah, it was more or less we were just interested in other things and like
now they're back and they're killing it.
Yeah,
they really are. Like from first to last was an epic band. And it's just like, I can understand that people don't. I could definitely understand the people that don't like the screaming music.
Yeah,
like it's definitely not for everyone. You can't even hear what they're saying half the time. But like,
I've had $1 literally for every time I heard that. Like,
but it's just like them. I'm in the fucking moment. Like the whole. It's like the complete package of it. Like the song. Like, and we were in the time of like all. Like bass and shit like that. We all had systems.
Oh yeah,
and it was just it was so sick. It's like, I loved it.
Still, nothing to this day will beat just like a rock solid bass drop and like
nothing. And that's the best part about you because you still have a system in your car.
Yeah,
and it's just like
I don't listen to metal that much anymore though.
Yeah, I don't either.
I listen to like exclusively like rap
and like the old nostalgic shit. I'll put on every once in a while.
Yeah,
but it's like it's just that whole time period was I don't know, it was just so like carefree.
Yeah,
it's just like we were all at CCAC.
There was no stakes. It was like
we had nothing. We had nothing to tie us down. We all worked like random part-time shitty jobs, and it was just you worked your shitty job, went to class every once in a while, skipped it most likely, and then just fucked around.
Yeah.
It's like went to the mall. And literally just fucked around and did nothing.
Yeah. Mall ratted around.
Yeah, mall ratted around.
Yeah.
Became legends. Beehive, things like that.
We did a lot of networking too. I remember, the one time we were playing a show in like somewhere in Pittsburgh, I guess. But like our band, like myself, like Ryan, probably like Zach and Dylan. We went to like FYE and went to like the music stores at the mall, and we started hiding like flyers for our show like everywhere. So if people were looking for music, like
Guerrilla
music
marketing.
session, yeah.
That's what's up.
Except one of the dudes who worked there like saw one of the flyers and like kind of saw us doing it. So as soon as we left, he like threw them all away and got all mad. So it never went anywhere. But
Fucking nerds.
I forget his name, but if I knew it, I'd call him out because I definitely don't fuck with that dude still. He's a total dweeb.
So after you moved out of the genre and this whole scene of like
It was Apple.
metal music and everything, that was your next move, was just like submersing yourself in Apple.
Yeah, it's like, for me though. Like I really don't do too many things like half-assed. Like I'll fully, I go
Become
all in.
obsessed.
Yeah, and I think it's where like your true colors shine and where you actually like. I guess like that's where your strongest points like come out, like because you'll genuinely. Like if you're obsessed with something, like you're obsessed with something. Like that's
exactly it.
It's inevitable.
It's
Like,
if you enjoy it, there's no other way about it. You enjoy it and you want to just completely dive into it.
Yeah, it becomes like more than a hobby, and like you're not okay with not knowing something about it. Like you just have to know everything about it, and that's how it became with like with music. It was awesome. I had that. Skateboarding, I knew wasn't going anywhere. Skateboarding is something that like I said, like I'll cherish forever and like always be dabbling in skateboarding no matter what. I went to the ER actually last year when I was skating.
Did you?
Yeah, it was like super lame. I basically gave myself like whiplash, but instead of giving yourself like whiplash like up top, like where your shoulders would be like in a car, I gave myself whiplash like down like above my ass, like where my lower back was. I was skating with like Krivenek or something in Pittsburgh, and I just like ollied off a ledge and like for whatever reasons didn't bend my knees. And I just like landed like a pencil and just like hurt my back and went to the ER the next day because I couldn't even put my pants on.
Real old man like.
I felt like an asshole.
Yeah.
But went there, it was chill, and it cost me a whole bunch of money just because the world's messed up.
I bet.
But yeah, but I knew skating would always be there, and like music, like I said, like I didn't like been there, done that, but I got my fix out of it. Like I knew it was awesome.
Yeah.
So with Apple, I've always like I loved the iPhone, I love the Mac, like iPad, like I've always been obsessed with it, and just like the overall culture, like. I knew the Apple Store was like clean and weird, and everyone in there was weird, and everything was cool, but it made sense, and I just wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah,
and,
it's something definitely cool to be a part of. How did you get into like the technology side of it? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, do you remember?
I just became. You mean like how did I understand? Like how did I learn how everything worked and whatnot? Like
no, like how did you even like become like to get in it, like
computers
introduced with Apple and everything like that? Like what was your first experience? An iPod?
Yeah. I
iPod Classic?
Straight up. iPod Classic.
OG.
Oh yeah. I got one for Christmas one year. I remember like actually it was the iPod video. I remember one year I woke up it was Christmas morning and all I wanted was an iPod, and I specifically asked for like an iPod Nano. I was like, it's not that much, but like I want it, and like my parents were like, Santa will probably get it, so it'll work out.
Santa.
I woke up the next day on Christmas, and like my brother had like far more presents than I did, and I remember I was looking at like 5, and he had like maybe 15, and I was just like, okay, but whatever. It was Christmas, so you're just like hyped.
Oh yeah, you just gotta be happy.
First gift I open up, iPod video, like at that time it was like 80 gig.
Yeah, something
like it was just like some savage gig. I was like, oh my god. I went right to the computer and plugged it. Like I opened up the rest of my presents and I was like hyped and like thanked everybody. But like and then I went right to the computer and I plugged in the iPod to the PC to the gateway computer that I had, and I opened up Windows Media Player, and I for the life of me I did not understand why the music from Windows Media Player wouldn't go onto the iPod.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't read the instructions. I didn't know what iTunes was. I was just like, how does it get on here? So,
yeah, because it was all new.
I taught myself that, and like, I don't know, I've always been like pretty good with computers as is. Like, I was always into like filming and like editing and stuff. Like when I was younger, like I would make like short, like stupid videos with my friends and stuff. And like, I knew a lot about the PC side. But once I got the iPod, I was like, oh shit, there's like this whole other like universe of like, you know, inner workings of the computer that it just like isn't compatible with PC, and I was just interested in it. So, and like Apple always just had swag, and I was just like, I just fucked with it like a lot. I just liked it.
And you were there for how long?
Almost 7 years, 6 years.
6 years.
Yeah, I started as a part-time specialist, and then when I left Apple before I went to Kendama USA, I was a Genius administrator. I worked in the back, and I was the guy that was like, your shit's covered, or I was the guy that like, nah, your shit's $200.
You were that guy.
I mean, I wasn't like a genie back there just making shit, but I more or less would be like, is there water in this computer? You're definitely gonna pay for it. Or like, if you dropped your phone and there's like no cracks on it or anything, and there's like nothing wrong with it, but it won't turn on, like that's the phone's fault.
Yeah, for sure.
So I would just call it what it is for the most part. I didn't play favorites. I just called it.
So 6 years of Apple, like you kind of had to like, I mean, if you're there for 6 years, you kind of have to wonder, like, is this going to be like something that I'm going to plan on doing for like the long haul, or am I going to do something else?
If I wasn't as deep into kendama as I am, or I would have still been at Apple for sure.
So let's put this in perspective for people. So you started Apple in 2011, you said.
It's like 21.
And that was the first day you got your kendama as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
So like towards the end of like the band era, like I started that was like when I was in Seven Springs and I saw a kendama and I was like, oh shit, like what is this? And then like I started getting more into it, and then the band started to dismantle, and then like I applied at Apple. I actually applied at Apple because I was at CCAC, I was on campus, and I was driving and I was looking down on my iPod. I was like leaving the parking lot and I looked up and I almost hit this dude crossing the street, and it was Nick Angle. It was my homie that sold me the iPod. Like, this is actually, I got an iPod for Christmas. I broke that. Then I bought another iPod like shortly after.
Yeah.
He sold me that iPod at the Apple store, and I almost hit him. And I was just like, oh damn. I was like, oh wait, you're that guy at the Apple store. And he's like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, are you guys like hiring or anything? Because I worked at like this like sandwich place, the Carlos, and I like wasn't feeling it anymore, and I just wanted to like go somewhere else.
Yeah,
he was
something
like,
different.
He's like, yeah, Apple's always hiring. Like, I'll definitely put in a good word for you, et cetera, et cetera. And I applied, went to a hiring event, and then I got hired. But yeah, that's how I found it. Like out, like I got the job pretty much. Like I almost hit the guy that sold me the iPod.
What a small world.
Yeah.
So getting into kendama, like you got that the first day, and you started Apple the first day. So obviously, like you were progressing in both things at the same time.
But they were so different. Yeah, it was like so different. Like one was like so new and so now, and like technology, and you can do this and share it with this person immediately. But then on my like lunch breaks, I would play with the kendama.
Yeah.
Because it would just like I couldn't be on like the sales floor and like be talking about technology and be looking at an iPhone all day and then go on break and look at my iPhone. It was just like too much for me.
It's just a way to get away from it.
Yeah. So like I didn't bring a kendama to work at first. Like I didn't bring it immediately just because like I didn't want to be that got weird. Like, I just didn't bring it at first.
That's where I'm segueing right now.
Yeah.
It's like, what was your experience whenever you first started? Like, what was the feedback you were getting from people?
With kendama?
Yep.
I had a Zach Yord Pro model. It was like my second or third kendama, and I took it to work. This is after I was working at Apple for probably like 3 months, and like some people knew what it was because I had one on me, but I wouldn't like play with it.
Yeah.
So I started playing with it in the break room like more actively, and like people were just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, the same way that
thing?
your close friends reacted towards
like
it.
everybody was just like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, I fuck with this heavy. Like I really like this toy, and I just kept playing with it and playing with it. And I remember Ryan Lizik, shout out Ryan Lizik. He was just like, literally came back from the break room,
existed,
and he was like, he looked at me playing the kendama and kind of like watched me for a couple seconds, and he was just like, "What are you fucking Amish? Like, what are you playing with?" And I was just like, "Oh, it's a kendama." And he's like, "You do realize there's IMAX like on the opposite side of this wall, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." So I would get like razzed at work and stuff, but like,
I mean, your friends did too.
Everybody shit on it. Everybody was like, "This is dumb."
Was definitely one of them. Ryan, Corey.
Totally.
Well, Corey kind of embraces anything.
Yeah.
But we were all just like, look at Bryan playing with his fucking toys. Like, you would bring a bag full of them anywhere we would go to the cabin.
Yeah, we would go to like
the
cabin, like camping.
Yeah,
or something.
and you were like, you were a straight like ride or die for some kendamas.
I would bring that, my GoPro, my video
camera.
camera.
And you were just like
I
immediately just like doing film, like doing video of it and like putting together dope little edits. And it's like, we would definitely make fun of it. Like, we would fuck around with it every once in a while, like pick it up and try to do things. But we never thought that it would be like anything serious because like it's obviously new to us. We didn't know like we didn't have them on social media and shit like that.
No,
like it wasn't.
I think that's what I like because like it was just so
no one.
Off the grid.
I never knew about it.
At
all. And I was into like yo-yos and shit whenever I was young.
Yeah,
but like
you're pretty good at yo-yo. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I wasn't too bad with it, but it's just like I also was like someone who wanted to do things that other people weren't doing. You know what I mean? Like I always wanted to like
Be original.
Be original and like be different. Be like the trend setter.
Sure.
And it's just like
Is that what it was? Were you just pissed that I found it first?
No, it
just
wasn't
kidding.
that. It was weird to me that it was like if that would have happened in middle school, I would have been crazy obsessed. But like
Right.
the fact that we were a little bit older,
Right.
that's what I think like turned it off because like I mean, granted now we weren't older back then. Like we were 22, like 21.
I was like 20, 21. I got
so
one.
like 21, 22 and it's just like we're at that point where we're trying where we can't wait to be an adult, you know, like turn 21, get a job, start getting paid. And it's just like that was like I guess it almost was like an immature look, like you're just playing with like a ball in a cup, you know what I mean?
That's literally exactly what I was doing. I was just playing with a ball in a cup.
Yeah, and we're all sitting there like this fucking dude is playing like hours for this, like trying and pushing to make like to just progress
Land
in
a
this.
trick.
And like what the fuck are you gonna get out of
It
it?
reminded me like skateboarding because it was just like the culture is very similar. Like the culture of kendama is very similar to like skateboarding, and it's just like it's very similar. Like you set up a camera or you have someone film you and you just like put in time and like really grind on a trick, and it's like. I mean, yeah, it's like different than like physically skateboarding, but it was the same type of like culture.
Yeah,
and it was like
same feel to it.
Yeah.
It had the same like it's almost like being in a club.
yeah,
It's like if you skate, people notice that you skate, and it's like you're
Who you
part of like
affiliate
some secret club or whatever.
Right.
It's like if you wear the same type of clothes and everything.
Right.
But it was just like you were the only one that was in that club of our circle, so we had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And like I just remember the progress of it from the beginning to like where you are now, and like seeing that it just like kept catching on a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Than like you exposed like everyone else in Elizabeth for like two kendamas in like a major way. Like you definitely blew it up where people were just like, I bought one, Maddie bought one, like all these people bought one.
Yeah.
And then you started like getting real tight with like all these like big name people in the kendama world, and like we start that like kind of like shed light on it to us,
like what it is.
Yeah, like that what it is, that like there's professionals, there's people that are like making money, and that was like right in the beginning of like Instagram and like Twitter and shit like that, and it was like popping. It's like we saw, because it was just a way for someone to see your life through
Platform
pictures.
for exposure.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
And it was just like we were able to start seeing like, oh shit, like this is about to, like this could be something.
I had no intentions of like going like being a professional or like just engulfing everything into it, but like I literally just liked playing with it. And then it was just like the videos, I think. Like the videos were just so cool looking. And the video that changed my life was the Kendama USA Japan tour. Like that video, I remember it dropped on Christmas. I guess it would have been Christmas 2010, 11. I forget what year exactly, but I remember like I opened my gifts to my family, and then like I just saw like on my iPhone or something, it was just like new Kendama USA video, and I remember just like watching it, and specifically, like no one's gonna know what this is, but like when Turner Thorne landed this trick called a border balance flip, like that clip literally changed my life. Like it was just unreal. Like I remember watching the video and seeing the culture, and just like I just remember fucking with it so heavy that I was like, I have to do that. Like I'm going to do that one day. And my dad would even like a couple times, like I remember like breaking things in my house. Like, oh my God, I shattered mirrors with a kendama. I've shattered overhead lights. Like I've given myself a black eye twice with a kendama. Like I used to go in, and like I remember my dad just being like, you're just going to play with that. Are you going to make money from that? And I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely going to one day. This is like after I've been playing for like a couple of years, and I was just getting like better and kind of like hosting events and like getting more people into it, and kind of just being like a little like almost like an unofficial street team rep for like Kendama USA.
You're
I was
just
like,
like
this is sick.
you're
Check
hyping
out.
it up.
Fuck with it, cool. If not, I will be doing it still. It's chill.
But
I was just super like just straight up about it. Like I let the toy speak for itself. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, this is this thing. It does this, and
Yeah.
you get like mad pussy off it. Like it was just like,
and it probably hit close to home with you because like you said, the videos and everything, like obviously you love like the video end of it, but they're pretty much just skate videos.
Yeah.
It's just like
yeah,
you're watching skate videos,
Yeah.
but instead of people like riding a skateboard, they're just playing with a fucking kendama.
it's like the same exact setup. Like I when I film people now, like we just got back from New York, and I filmed with like the New York video,
Mm-hmm.
and I the whole time I had my Canon wide angle lens like down on my knee, like filming it with like the city in the background and like
Yeah.
Wyatt hitting like these just like psycho tricks. It's the same exact culture. It's the same shit. Like what's really weird though about kendama is like if you see a skateboarder like not landing his trick, you're used to seeing him just being like fuck and like
Yeah.
slamming their boards and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine the same thing with a toy.
Oh,
It just
I know.
looks so obnoxious.
It does. It
Someone's
looks
just like,
funny. It's just like
they throw this ball at the ground.
that's why people. That's why we were all like
yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like,
Like
grow
that's
up.
why we all were just like. I mean, you're playing with a toy. Like it's
Yeah.
it's not a big. It's not that
Right.
big of a deal. But obviously, like now, fast forward, it's 2018,
Mm-hmm.
and you are working for them full time and
Yeah.
like literally paying your bills off of something that you love.
yeah. Kendama has literally changed my life
Yeah.
forever. Like it's given me so much exposure. Like I've gotten to travel like
Yeah. Like where have you been?
around the Japan. Like I don't want to rattle like a few parts of Japan like. Osaka, Tokyo, Hatsukaichi. Hatsukaichi is actually like the birthplace of kendama. Like I've been to the exact like almost like square location of like where kendama started. Yeah, and I've gotten to meet people. Like I'm going to Dallas in a couple weeks with like the guy that like is the spokesperson for kendama, Tamatsu Kubota. Shout out
Say it again.
Tamatsu Kubota.
Kubota.
Yeah,
How old is he?
I think he's 30. Something. He's not 40.
So like who like how do I phrase this question? To give people like an idea, like how big are these like companies? Like how big is Kendama USA?
I mean, kendama is like still such a baby right now in America. Like,
Yeah.
in Japan, it's like in Japan, like people won't even like really turn their head. Like, again, it would be the same as if you went to a park like in Pittsburgh. If you went to PNC and just saw like two kids throwing a baseball back and forth, like you would think nothing of it.
Yeah.
Like in Japan, if they saw kids playing kendama, they're like nothing of it.
Yeah.
But when we go over there and there's like just giant groups of like white people like just playing kendama, everyone's like, "What the hell is going on?"
I bet
Like,
it's strange.
yeah, because it's like to them, it's like their culture and it's been around forever. And
Well,
it's like
but for over here, like how big is it? Like Kendama USA is like,
Kendama USA is the biggest kendama company on earth.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean like, obviously for people that are listening to this, they probably have no idea like
No.
what that is like. So how are you able to measure that? Like, that's what's so difficult for me to like try to put this in perspective. Like,
Yeah.
Kendama is definitely like making money and shit like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like people make money off of being a professional for playing kendama.
Yeah.
And it's just like you travel all over the world, you do this stuff. So like what do you do for them right now? Like what is your job?
Right now, I'm like the team manager for Kendama USA. So I'm like responsible for all of the communication between like the team to like headquarters, like Kendama USA. Like if Haley Bischoff, one of the girls on our team, wanted to do like a specific colorway,
Yeah.
with like I don't know, a few like the kendama balls or something. Like the ball of the kendama is called the tama. So like if she wanted to do like all purple tamas with like a white stripe on it or something like that, then
Yeah.
like I would make sure that all that information gets to Kendama USA, and then I would basically sit down with our graphic designer and go through what it would look like, and then get that back to her and make sure it's the right way. Then
You make shit happen.
yeah, because everybody that works like in the headquarters of Kendama USA is like masters of their job. But I was like, there wasn't like a kendama player that like worked in house.
Yeah, that kind of had the first-hand experience.
Yeah. So like the owner of Kendama USA, Jeremy, Jero, shout out Jero, the life changer. He like mentioned that he wanted me out in Atlanta a few years ago, but that's like right when I was like doing really well at Apple. I was really comfortable with my life. I was happy. I was living like in the city with like Dylan and Dave. Like it was awesome. And I was like, I'm good right now. Like I still like down for the culture with Kendama USA, but I don't want to like move or anything.
Yeah.
Offered me the same thing again like a year later, and that's when I was just like, all right, I'll do it. And that's when I just kind of became like the like team manager, social media coordinator. Because he was like, everyone here is really good at their job, but like we just need somebody to put that Kendama flavor on
everything
yeah.
to bring it towards everyone who's a good like a good people person, to be able to like kind of impregnate people with Kendama knowledge.
That's an intense way of putting it, but
it
like,
is
sure.
sure. Yeah, but I mean, like it was a risky move that you did for sure. I mean,
it was. I didn't even know what I was gonna be doing at first. Like Jeremy even was just like, just get here. Like if you can get here, that's like where we'll start.
Yeah.
And I was like, what should my job title be? And he literally was just like, I know that you'll be good here. And that was
I mean, anyone could see from like the pride you take in your Instagram. I mean, like I say that to people now all the time. I bring up like
cliche.
Instagram.
It sounds cliche, but like it
sounds cliche, but like that is the world. Like your Instagram page, people like literally will like if they look on your page and they see a fucked up ratio, or if they seen like an ugly layout of your like
looks unprofessional.
Yeah, it just looks unprofessional, and like that is the world we're living in nowadays. Yeah. And you could obviously tell from your Instagram, like you have all the checks, your ratio is good.
Yeah.
You have good content on there. You take pride in your pictures. You don't over edit. You don't add too many emojis.
Right.
You don't fucking do these small things that add up in the end that people don't think about.
Right.
It's like we were talking about this on one of the last podcasts. It's like people don't think about the time they post. They don't think about the day they post. They don't think about who is going to look at the phone that time.
That's all I think about.
And it makes a completely different like impact on your followers and everything like that. You 100%. notice more impact or more impressions from people if you post at certain times.
Well, what I do is like I think what really works with like Instagram and like with like my profile and stuff is like I post exactly what I would want to see. Like I post something that's like I'm not gonna put like if I do like a trick and I make like a silly face, like I'll make that the thumbnail cover, because like if someone's like scrolling through the feed and they see like
that
hell's he making that face for? It's like, oh shit, he landed this insane trick, or like
catch your eyes.
Yeah, I try to make it look exactly how it is, and I don't overthink it, and I definitely don't try giving advice like in Instagram bios and trying to write like a book, because like no one reads that. Nobody reads that unless like I mean like I don't want to say nobody reads it, but like it's unlikely, and it depends on the market you're in. Like with Kendama, like my audience is like 9 and up, and they want to see Kendama tricks, they want to see fast Kendama tricks, and they want to. That's it.
Yeah.
Like if I post something on my Instagram that's not Kendama, I'll lose like 5 or 6 followers.
Really?
But then if I put a Kendama clip up, I'll gain like 10.
Yeah. How many followers do you have right now?
Like almost 4,000.
Ooh, big dig status, baby. How many are you following? What's the ratio?
I follow about 1,000.
Not bad.
But I'm not like arrogant about it though, because like I'll genuinely follow you, and like I'll follow you if I'm interested in it. Like I'm not worried about like the ratio like really that much, because it's like it's my Instagram too. It works both ways. Like you can see my shit and I can see your shit.
Exactly.
If I don't want to see your shit, I'm not gonna follow it.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And people take offense to that, but it's just like it's the same way I am. It's like I don't have a crazy amount of followers or anything like that, but I mean, I show mutual respect. Like if I'm interested in something you're doing, I will follow it. Yeah. But like the podcast Instagram page, like I'm not going to be following everyone on there just because like I don't look at the feed from that anyway. Right. I use that as a tool. I follow people. I followed people in the beginning. I follow any guests that I have on just because like it's easier for people to see, and it was easier to like.
It's like it's networking, and it's like
it's exactly what it is. It's a tool for networking. That my personal page is different. Yeah, and then the podcast Instagram is just a tool for networking. Yeah. But my personal page, it's like I'm the same type of way. I'm passionate about like how things look. Like I like to post certain ways. Like I hate small minuscule things like your text wrapping, like whenever like dumbass shit that like we shouldn't think about nowadays.
Yeah, I mean like it's kind of the way it's the way it works now with that kind of stuff. I mean like
exactly
with Instagram, like you got to feed the machine. Like,
Yeah.
if I had to give like I don't even want to say a tip, but like how I use Instagram is like I'll use hashtags because hashtags. The sole purpose of a hashtag is to tie things together. Like
Yep.
Kendama. If you want to look up Kendama, like you just type in the hashtag Kendama, and there's just like
millions of posts.
there's literally millions of like posts and tricks, and just like people from all over the world too. Like you just
it's a business tool that you could use if you're.
but you have to
selling
like
shit.
you have to like stuff. You have to comment on people's things. To me, that's the biggest target that's being missed right now is commenting on people's shit. Nobody comments on people's shit. Do that.
Why do you think so?
Because I think it's because of laziness.
I mean, why do you think that comments are important?
Because it shows you exist on Instagram. Like everyone's on Instagram, but no one's on Instagram. My likes, I'll see that I have like 200 likes on a post, but I won't go in and look and see who liked. Like, oh fuck yeah, Chad liked it. Oh, Antoinette liked it. Fuck yeah. Like I don't do that.
Yeah.
I go fuck yeah when I see someone commented and they're like. Because to me, it's like that extra step of being like,
that's a good point.
I liked it, and I liked it so much that I even like said something about it.
Well, that's how
It doesn't say much, but it also says a lot.
Well, that's how like a post gains popularity and goes on like the explore page and everything.
Well, the
now.
Instagram algorithm is so fucked nowadays. I hate
it really is. But
They're supposed to be changing it back. Did you see that?
I did not.
It's supposed to go back into chronological order because so many people are putting up a fuss about it.
Yeah,
it's
well,
fucked up. It's the
Snapchat
post,
got to do it too.
the posts that get the most attention they're going to show, and the posts that don't get that many likes don't get shown, which like in theory makes sense.
Yeah.
But like I looked at some of my Instagram followers and like some of the kids that like I follow that play Kendama, like I looked at their profile, I'm like, damn, they're not even playing that much anymore. I tap on their profile, I'm like, oh my god, they've been playing Kendama this whole time. And I didn't know that because they're only getting like 70 likes.
Yeah, exactly. And like it only I think I was reading somewhere that like your posts will populate to the explore page if you have like by comments. So like
that's why you see rappers
that
like
say
Roy
drop
Purdy being
yeah.
like spam my comments.
Yeah,
Trippy
exactly.
Red always says it, like blow up my comments.
Who?
Blow up my Trippy Red is this rapper, but like
he's like
Fingers
dude,
Blue.
Yeah.
He's like popping hard right now.
Yeah.
But he always says he's like spam my comments, like and that it triggers the Instagram algorithm into being like, oh shit, this just got 1,000 comments in 10 minutes. Let's put it in the explore page because it's obviously hot right now.
Yeah.
And it's like a game, like. But then again, you got to like think about when you post stuff because like if you post something at like
5 o'clock on a Friday. Like
it's gonna die.
Yeah, people ain't gonna see it.
It's gonna
like,
die.
You gotta post it on like a Tuesday at like
you
9:30 in the morning.
If you post your shit at like 10 or 11 on like a Friday or Saturday, it's gonna be lit.
Yep.
So lit. Sunday you could almost post all day because everyone's
all
on their
day
phone on
because like
Sunday.
people are waking up and like.
But that's
laying
it.
in
You just
their
got to
bed.
think about the user. Think about the
Exactly.
user and think about how
when
you
look
use
at
it.
The phone.
And that's just it's really what it is.
Yeah, that's all you got to do. You got a cheat sheet right there.
Yeah.
don't know.
That's what I said. That you got to feed the machine. Like Instagram is built off pictures and videos being posted, likes and comments and hashtags.
mean,
if you
that's-
feed that, you'll be fine.
That's the world today, though. Everything is just hyped, and everything has to be.
My Instagram is like honestly like a resume almost. It's like here's the shit that I'm
Exactly.
capable of doing, and here's also my personality.
Yep, that's
like
it's
into
all
one
in
thing.
one thing.
Yeah.
Pictures worth 1,000 words.
I think Instagram is more important than LinkedIn.
100%. I don't even have a LinkedIn. I've never had one. That's
Neither
never
did I.
once helped me in a job.
Yeah.
But it's just like the world we're living in nowadays.
So you
like
know,
everything is just a big game, and it's just all you gotta.
Everyone's trying to earn. Everyone's trying to get a buck. I mean, like I get it. Like it's you can say people sell out, but it's like everyone's just trying to get a buck.
That's it.
We're all
Everyone's
keep our
trying to
heads
get a
above
buck.
water,
and-
roll
and
the punches.
people hate on other people. Like we always talk about. I know me and you always talk about like the fucking SoundCloud rappers and shit like that.
Yeah.
These dudes are just making money, and it's just like we're hating on it because they're getting paid.
I don't like talented rap anymore. Like it's weird. Like it's almost weird. Like if a song just has like
Super
some
weird.
busted ass beat, like if it's just like bum bum and someone going yeah, I'll listen to it. It's like
It's just that whole feel together, and I think it stems back to like we like that screaming music. We didn't even know what the fuck they were saying.
you gotta take it for what it is too. Like I said this before. Like with like a lot of like the SoundCloud rap right now and like XXX Tension and like Trippy Red and like 6ix9ine and just like all these new rappers that are just like off the wall. Like it's off the wall because like that's the wow
sells it.
factor.
That
it has
sells
to
it
be a
for
wow
them.
factor, and then like, but that's what's in right now. Like Soulja Boy, Soulja Boy is an ass. He's never been good for the most part, and I
You're
think
right.
we all liked and bonded over it because of how goofy it was. It almost became like an inside joke. So when
Yeah.
kids go to these like Lil Uzi Vert shows, like or like Lil Pump especially, like they
Yeah.
go there because they might like the music, but they're going there for the experience, just because of like the group, they want to fit in, like
and like the whole together.
just take it for what it is, face value.
I mean, the only thing that really, really pisses me off about it all is it's just like it's almost too easy for people
I know.
to become famous. And I mean, I say that lightly because like if it was too easy, everyone would do it.
Dude,
but
if I took a video of you walking outside and just punching a hole through your neighbor's window, you'd probably be famous tomorrow.
absolutely,
And it's
but-
I like Supreme Patty and stuff, like that kid that just like
Yeah.
squirts lemons in his eyes and will go like
Yeah,
steal
like-
a bong and
that
like,
dude's getting paid racks of money
straight up
for this.
Has
But
new
it's just
teeth
like,
in his mouth. Like
any of these like these SoundCloud rappers and shit like that, it just pisses me off whenever people just like tattoo like a fucking like a picture of a pussy on their face and like you know what I mean? That gets them a bunch of followers, and then like someone listens to their someone listens to their music and like
Yeah.
they just start posting it, and then it catches on because of the wow factor. It's
bro,
because
there's a rapper out right now, and like all the rappers out right now is Lil or Young something.
yeah,
This dude's name is Lil House Phone.
Lil House Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't be listening to him at all.
Savage.
I won't even give him a shot.
No. But like I don't like Lil Pump and all that kind of stuff. I'll listen to it.
I mean, Gucci Gang is definitely
Yeah.
a catchy ass song.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not gonna. To be fair, I don't listen to a lot of music nowadays, though. It's just
Really?
like I listen to podcasts. I listen to. I mean, pretty much just podcasts. If I don't listen to podcasts, I'll listen to the occasional song and album, but it's just like the most recent album I listened to was that Poya, Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just dropped this album.
He's like I
2
never
days
listened to
ago.
his music. He's like Suicide Boys and that kind of stuff. Like it's like trap, but it's like
very southern. He's from Florida. It's a very southern style. I mean, to me at least,
it's
I
like
mean,
trap. It's like rap or
yeah, it's rap. It's like it's not trap. I would say it's just like more of like southern style rap with like trap.
I should
don't-
just listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
it's super. Like I'm not gonna say it's like super good, but it's
Yeah.
definitely like good. But I'll randomly, the way I like find out about music is if I like see people on Instagram posting about it. I'll try like I didn't know Jaden Smith was going so hard into rapping.
Dude, he
Like,
rips.
yeah,
That
like,
song Icon, I think he sounds like a young Kanye. In my opinion. But you know I fuck with Kanye extra heavy.
I get it, and we're gonna get to that in a second. But like Jaden is
Why are you the way that you are?
Jaden is definitely like hard. He definitely got skills, and he puts it together well. But like, I almost wonder if it would be the same way if he wasn't Will Smith's son.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, would we like it as much if it was someone from around here making it?
Right.
But
That's a good point. I mean, that's definitely a
but-
variable, yeah.
But I get it. It doesn't matter. It's all relative to the situation.
Right.
But like you were saying before, you love Kanye West.
Yes.
It's like that's another thing that I will never understand about some people is how I have no problem with people liking Kanye West's music.
Yeah.
Because I said this before on a podcast, and I don't remember where I got this from, but I heard someone say Kanye West was an exceptional producer, a mediocre rapper, and a shitty person. And I feel that that's a perfect way to describe him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know him personally. I don't know exactly everything he does, but I just like from hearing his old shit from like Graduation Day, Family Business, like I was all about that.
I don't
shit.
fuck with that Kanye. I
Bro,
don't. And that's
Through the Wire.
I don't I'm not a it's definitely
Yeah.
fire for what it is, but I don't fuck with it.
I get it, but like I also skipped over 808s and Heartbreak and like what's
my
the
shit.
hate? What's the fucking Pretty Hate?
My dark twisted
I said
fantasy.
pretty
Hate Machine.
I
Did you
said-
just about to say Pretty Hate Machine? And
Dylan's
Nine
gonna
Inch-
fucking
Dylan's gonna
stab
have
me in
your
the
head
head.
for that.
Pretty Hate Machine. Shout out 9 Inch Nails. Trent
Shout out
Reznor.
Trent.
Yeet,
Let's
Dylan
get
Ryan.
it. PA. Hey. He's from Monroeville, Trent Reznor.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. The more you know.
Yeah,
But
Dylan used to like hang out outside of his house. Just kidding.
staring at his window.
Trent.
But yeah, so I just don't get like I didn't get the whole like 808s and Heartbreak. Like I thought it was all right. There were some really really good songs.
It's one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, like it was good, but it's all like everyone has their own preferences. Like I definitely loved Life of Pablo.
Yeah.
Like I thought the whole thing was awesome. Like Father Stretch
My Hands.
Yeah, Father Stretch My Hands, like that was like a mean ass song. The whole thing was awesome, and it was very very well done. I just don't fuck with him as a person, you know.
Yeah.
And I always bring it up. Like he has a quote that says, "Name one genius that ain't crazy," and like that's like I mean that's true. Like he pokes a hole in any of my arguments because like geniuses like there's psychopaths.
They're unstable motherfuckers. Steve Jobs was a huge dick.
Yeah. People think that like, oh yeah,
Used to eat peyote for breakfast and just go yell at people for a living. Like
yeah, like that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever people have to do to create what they're
Kanye,
creating.
like to me though, is one of those things where it's like take it for face, like it's face value. Like he's a rapper, so he's gonna be extra to begin with, and like
I get that
he's been around for a while, and like I really don't think he's like. I don't know. I mean, like personally and stuff, like he's probably like a weirdo for sure. But like one of those things, like I don't fuck with him. Like personally, I don't know him. So like, but his music, like 1,000%.
I get that, but I also get that he is one of, if not the biggest voice in hip hop music today.
Yeah.
Like literally, probably the biggest voice. If not, he's in the top 3.
Yeah.
Compared to like Jay-Z and like fucking.
I never fucked with Jay-Z. I still don't.
Yeah, but like he is a goat in the hip hop
Totally,
game.
totally.
So like,
Right.
So like he is like a godfather. If he says some shit, people are gonna listen to him. And
For the
Kanye-
record, if I say I don't fuck with something, that doesn't mean like I hate or it's shit in my opinion. It just means like I just never.
yeah, you just weren't a fan.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not that I'm not saying that 808s and Heartbreaks was.
I'll come across this table.
I'm not saying that it was like shitty. I'm just saying like I wasn't a fan, but I don't get how Kanye West has this like incredible, like very very powerful voice, and like just doesn't do more with it. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I became a fan of his music, and then like people started hating him, so I had to like form an opinion as to why. Same way with Bieber. I've fucked with Bieber since Baby came out.
Yeah, I mean,
like since the beginning, and people were always like, "Do why it's trash?" And like I feel like with people pushing on it is why I have to form an opinion. But like at the end of the day, me personally is I like the music. It's like that's really it.
I get it, and I understand that, and I understand that that's why you like it.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the rest of the world who like, for instance, like Ryan Lissick. You know what I mean? Me and him just had pretty like we always go back and forth because you know he's on that fucking Yeezy dick. But like he is someone who buys like the Yeezy shoes and everything like that, and like we got into a conversation
how
about,
he gets
like,
them. He gets them from Adidas.com when it drops. He has like witchcraft powers.
Who cares?
He's a wizard.
They're fucking overrated shoes, Brian. Why? I want to know why a brown, ripped up, oversized hoodie is selling for $600 if Kanye West is for the struggling artist. Like you see them pictures going around of Kanye West in a ripped up, gross ass office chair with him in front of like a synth making beats.
Yeah,
it's like he was there. He crawled out from the mud, and like, why aren't you doing more shit for other people? And I guess
suits.
I guess it's no. I'm not saying that.
Right, but it's like fashion. I guess fashion's weird to begin with.
It is. It's super weird, but I just feel that it should be more accessible for your everyday artist that he was at one point. Like those motherfuckers they can't afford this shit.
Some stuff like that though is for like elite people. Like I fuck with like stuff I can like Supreme. Like I fuck with Supreme. I like it. I've always liked Supreme, and I just like I like buying it, and I'm cool with that. But like Off-White, I don't even fuck with it because I just know that that's out of my price range. That's out of my league, and I'm okay with that. Same with like
$2,000 for a flannel shirt.
You can keep it. Like Yeezy, like same thing. I think that it might have to do with like have you seen people like not protesting but talking about like fast fashion? Like people basically like are shitting on like Forever 21s and they're shitting on H&Ms because it's like you'll see like a you'll see like a Levi's like denim jacket with like the white like
the wool or whatever.
It just looks nice and it's quality.
Yeah.
H&M and Forever 21, like companies like that will make like a replica, and instead of it being $200 or however it actually might
they
cost,
sacrifice the quality for
quality for like quick fast fashion. Like I don't know enough about fashion to have an opinion as to why that's so bad, but like I do read a bunch on the internet with people just being like stopped fast fashion. I'm like, okay, if jeans cost $40 and they look like they cost $300, I'm buying the $40 ones. Like I get that, but I guess it's one of those things where it's just like I'm not in fashion that deep, so I really don't have like a
like I work in the clothing world, so like that's why like it really blows my mind because like I see Supreme and I get what Supreme is and I get the hype behind it, but like I also don't understand like Supreme is also like been around for what 30 years now almost.
I don't know about that long, but it's like the
90s,
millennium, something like that.
So it's about to be if it's started early 90s, like it's about to be 30 years.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about that. You know what I mean? And it's like Supreme built their fucking name up so big, and like they're probably the most hyped brand of all time. And like
right now, because it's like
besides
it's
for
like
a diner
semi-affordable
brand, or I said a diner brand. Besides for a designer brand, I would say that Supreme is probably like the most costly, like regular quality.
It's their whole marketing is like that. Their marketing is what built it up, though, because they'll make X amount of something, drop it on Thursday at 11 a.m. and if you get it,
people want more. You
kids don't even give a fuck what they're
more.
buying. They're just like, I need it because I need to have it because of like I want to flex a little bit and like.
Well, that's what brings me full circle is like everything nowadays is just a game.
Yeah,
it's just how
how I am with reselling. I do not fuck with reselling in that kind of game. Like it is like it's all.
I get that, but whenever I say like it's a game, it's like how well you could portray your brand as a whole.
Yeah.
It's like if you do good marketing and things like that, like Supreme is obviously dope because they do like
the exclusivity is what sells Supreme. And you can't get it, I think, is like what the
and they're like off the wall shit, like their accessories and everything like that. Like they made a fucking brick.
Yeah,
and
they'll come out like a North Face shirt, a North Face jacket that just says "fuck you, pay me," like all over the place.
Yeah,
like,
and it's just like they do different shit, so I could understand that. But like Kanye West is making it literally looks like something your dad would wear, with like a brown hoodie that's oversized,
like Carhartt and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's just like I don't understand why that's $600.
Honestly, I think that I mean, I could be completely wrong, but it could either be a mix of like.
Do you think the quality is that spot on?
I mean, I would say the quality is like definitely higher. Like it's definitely going to be something like more exclusive, but it comes down to the person too. Like, do you care whether you wear like fake leather or like real leather? Because to me, I'm not like like I don't really care that much. I feel like it's just what you're willing to put into it. Like with Kanye and like making those like clothes, like the Yeezy lines. Like I think that he's either making it to like help cultivate that like stop fast fashion, like actually pay for what you want and pay for the like authenticity of it and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or I think that Kanye, he goes full circle. Like, dude had a mullet when he did 808 and Heartbreak, and this black dude had a mullet like that. That's almost impossible.
Yeah,
it was wearing a suit, dressed like a nerd. Then when Yeezus came out, he was wearing like shutter shades and stuff for like 808 and Heartbreak. Then Yeezus came out when he was wearing like that's when he was with Nike, I think. Yeah, he made like the Red Octobers and shit. And then like now, if you look up a picture of Kanye, he's wearing like a Carhartt t-shirt and like boots and like sweatpants. Like I honestly think that he might be doing it on purpose. Like it might be one giant mind fuck just to be like, hey, look, fashion could be this, and fashion can also be this like potato sack with a hole cut for the head. Like it might be just an example of that. Like remember last year or like I think last year, 2 years ago, the Life of Pablo tour or St. Pablo tour. Remember he just stormed off stage. He was like, Jay-Z, don't kill me, don't get shooters on me, and he was just like, fuck this, and left.
Don't remember that.
We did. I forget what state it was in, but it was during like the St. Pablo tour. Thank God I wasn't there. But he was like, I saw that tour twice actually. That was 2 shows, LA one and
I mean, I would definitely go see
the floating
him.
Stage. Fucking fire.
Yeah,
so
like
flame.
I would definitely go see him. Like
but he stormed off stage because he was just like had a breakdown or something, and he was like, "Fuck this, I'm out of here," and just like stopped mid set and left, canceled the rest of his tour, and that was it.
Yeah,
people were looking at it as like Kanye's fucking crazy. What's he doing? But on the flip side, he's so balls deep into like art and like the theater that people are even questioning that was like a part of the act. That was like we're done, like an intermission or something. Like,
I guess that I just don't know. Like we don't know for sure. So like,
I think that you choose not to like Kanye on purpose a little bit, which is like I think like a little bit.
It
or
ain't
you need to
that
be
I
like,
choose.
I don't know.
I just don't. I don't fuck with the whole. Like, I just feel that if you have a voice that's like that, and
If he's gonna say I'm a god, like you want to say, all right, prove it.
yeah,
Like
I don't know, dude. I think it's just like it comes down to the same things with like the Kardashians and everything like that. It's just like I think it
my
might
girlfriend
maybe
loves the Kardashians.
maybe it's just like me being a hater or me being salty because the dude's getting paid, but like I just feel that there's a better way to go about it. Like
Yeah.
what is he doing to like none of that stuff is accessible for anyone to buy. Like I
He
understand.
probably he doesn't want us wearing it. He wants elite people wearing it, probably.
Yeah, but like the elite people ain't fucking like they're not the ones that are like getting him paid, you know? You know what I mean? Like
I mean, it's like advertising to an extent. Like, look if like if Kim Kardashian were to wear something, it's a big fucking like not to me, but like it's a big deal to people.
yeah.
You know, it's just like how you want your shit to be repped and worn. Like, how would you feel if like you had a clothing brand and then like it all like the weirdo kids that like used to kill cats wore it at high school? It would be like, oh shit, I definitely don't want my stuff on that. But
I
if you had
get
on the
that.
popular kids and the skater kids, like you'd be like, all right, cool, I'll make it
Yeah,
more
I guess
marketable
that
for
makes
them.
them more it makes it more sought after like
Yeah.
whenever you see cuz like
Like,
that
oh shit, Brad Pitt's wearing that. Like, I definitely
like,
want to try to get
what's
that.
is
I
it
don't know.
season 3 or season 4 that's coming out, but that whole like marketing thing
Season
where
6 coming out,
they
I
had
think.
season 6?
It might be.
Yeah, I wouldn't know or care, but he but like the marketing move was dope. I mean, it was a smart ass marketing move. He had all them like people that looked like Kim Kardashian, including Paris Hilton, dress as Kim Kardashian, and like he posted that all over like New York and everything. And that's definitely a dope marketing move, but in the end, I just feel like that he should be doing some other shit. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like he said, I bought tickets when the Life of Pablo came out like 2 years ago. I remember he also sold tickets to like in movie theaters.
Yeah.
because he sold out
I
Madison Square
remember that.
Garden just from a listening party. Like it was like him and a like ASAP Rocky and just like Kid Cudi, all these people like just listening to his album.
Yeah.
like, in Madison Square Garden, pretty much, and it was like I don't know. The fact like I bought tickets to it. Oh yeah, I bought tickets to it. My girlfriend and I went and saw it, and like I think like halfway through like his mixtape listening party, he had paused it and he was like, "You guys fuck with this? Like, you guys like with it? You like what you're hearing?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he was
Yeah.
like, "I'm almost 40 years old, and I really see no limit on what I can or can't do. I'm trying to give as much as I can of myself as I can.
Yeah.
in anything." He's like, "I'm working on creating a video game."
I understand that.
So like I don't know. I take it for what it. Again, it's one of those like face value
I get what you're
things.
saying. And I might be overanalyzing it too
And I
much.
think it was a time and place. I think like I just fucked with Kanye like really heavy with my homie Sean Coyne. Shout out to Sean Coyne. Like
Yeah.
we both just started to fuck with Kanye at the same time, and I think it was just really good vibes, and we were just like at a good place in our lives,
That's
and we were like, I
understandable.
fuck with it. The
That's
same way
understandable.
like the same way you'll like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Like you and Matt love Bone Thugs and Harmony, probably
Yeah.
because like I do not fuck with Bone Thugs and Harmony, but like it's one of those things
I
where it's like
get it.
time, place, it makes sense, and it works. And I think that's why I like Kanye as much as I do.
That's
But
understandable.
I don't know.
That's
I definitely
understandable.
don't know if I'm going to vote for him in 2020. Hopefully that doesn't.
You think
happen.
he's really going to run for president? I can
I'm-
see it happening now.
I'm not registered to vote, and I've never voted in my life.
Me either, Brian.
But I'm
Air
I'm
five.
definitely gonna vote this year or whenever you can next. I'm dabbling more into politics a little bit more just to like educate myself, and because personally anybody that makes fun of Trump, I want to hear it because that dude's a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole nother discussion. Very interesting. But, so, I mean, you're in Kendama right now,
Yeah,
and you're pretty balls deep in it.
yeah.
You guys are making some crazy-ass waves. What is the next move for the Kendama game?
All I'm gonna say is 2018 is going to be absolutely monumental for Kendama USA.
Oh, yeah?
I mean it straight up. We've put everything into this, like products coming out, like it's like the team we're building, the video, and just like we're all working really hard right now.
How many pros are on Kendama?
There's like 8 pros right now, I believe.
That's what's up.
But like I said, we're doing some moving around. I can't give out
That's fine. That's fine.
really anything right now, just because like
that's fine.
2018 is going to be like so heavy
Yeah.
that yeah, we're gonna fuck shit up. I'm really excited.
I'm excited to see what's going on with it, too.
Really excited.
It's going to be wild. What, now, was there anything else that you prepared that you wanted to talk about?
I
I mean, we're a little bit over 2 hours. I feel like we need to.
For real?
Yep.
Holy shit! I apologize.
No, this is a wonderful talk.
Yeah, I think it was
conversation.
good. I think it was good. It was good. No, I mean like nothing else. I wanted to really. No, I covered pretty much everything. Talked
much
about
everything?
my shithead brother Cody.
Yeah,
We
you'll
talked about-
you'll be on here again soon. Soon enough.
Yeah, hopefully I come back. I really like your podcast. Like I think like the podcast you had with Palermo Stone, like he said it, like you definitely got something here. Like I like listening to your podcast. I can say I've listened to every single podcast. I listened to the one with Maddie on the way here. But I fuck with it. I definitely like it.
I appreciate
Stoked you're doing it. And I hope to be back.
it. Absolutely. So now for what everyone usually waits for. You got the infamous Desert Island questions. Okay? So Desert Island questions for anyone that's just jumping in now. I give people 3 options or 3 choices for 3 different options to choose to take with them on a desert island, to listen to, watch, do over and over again for the rest of their days until they die. So the first category is 3 movies you would take with you on a desert island. And I bet you I could guess at least one of them.
I came prepared.
Well, I bet you I can
Not like
guess
some
one of them.
scrub
I bet you one of them's Donnie Darko.
for movies.
Yes.
You think?
I would guess.
All right. So if I was on a desert island, the 3 movies I would take would be
Yeah.
Donnie Darko.
Hey.
First T. Crazy Stupid Love.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I bought that shit on iTunes, dude. I love that movie.
Such a good movie.
So good. Like
it really is.
Steve Carell. I'll
Yep.
call him, dude. Michael Scott.
Yeah.
Shame on me. He's
Name's
Michael
not
Scott.
Steve.
Poor life. And then I don't know if this counts, but the Austin Powers trilogy. Can I say trilogy?
Yeah.
All right,
people
cool.
people will take like
All
a
right,
whole.
cool. So movies, I was Donnie Darko. I fuck with Donnie Darko just because like again, good time in my life, and I just
Yeah.
like really like the movie. I bonded with a bunch of friends over it. We did.
Yeah.
Crazy Stupid Love is just lit, and
That's a good ass movie.
Austin Powers is like, it's just like a good vibe, and I like honestly like his spirit and his personality. Like,
It's just goofy humor.
I hope that I could, hopefully, just like I don't know, not recreate that, but just like give someone that same type of experience, that bubbly, just like fun, like
Yeah.
it's under
Carefree.
control. Yeah,
Carefree, just
Yeah.
raw humor.
I fuck with Austin Powers, and because he played like multiple characters in that movie, like
Yeah.
dude has it handled. I'm the same way. I just like having shit handled. So
Yeah.
shout out Austin Powers.
Shout out Mike Myers.
I don't like scary movies.
Oh, nice
Dad
joke.
joke.
Yeah,
Dad
dad
joke.
joke. I was
Dad
just
joke.
going to say dad
Swag,
joke.
swag.
Second category. Do you read books?
Yeah, from time, not a bunch. I mean, I've read To Kill a Mockingbird, Holes, all the good ones. No, I read. Yeah, I do. A
Cody
little bit.
Baker said one of his favorite books was Holes.
That's bullshit because he definitely was forced to read it like the rest of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like Holes though too. So
So
shout out Shia LaBeouf.
what are your 3 books that you would take?
Oh shit. The first book I would take would be The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson.
Yeah.
Probably the most enlightening book I've ever read in my entire life. Second book I would bring would be Have a Nice Day.
Japanese woodcuts?
What's that?
Japanese woodcuts?
Have a Nice Day by Mankind, McFoley.
Oh man, I've never read that. You read that?
Yeah, it's a good one. I read it in middle school. Did a report on it.
Oh, really? I thought that was like that's
Why-
an older book?
Yeah.
Man, I might have to give that a little read.
And
That was my favorite wrestler action figure.
Really?
Yep, Mankind. He had a sock. I
Have a
drew
nice
a
day.
face on it.
Did you like Cactus Jack, Mankind, or Dude Love?
Mankind, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a Mankind dude just because he was weird as fuck.
Yeah. Now, have a nice day. He'd get his ass handed to him.
I was at the
Don't even say it.
wrestling at the Civic Arena whenever
He got
was-
pushed.
Yep,
Bullshit.
I was there. Ask
You're
my
fucking
dad.
lying.
I swear to God.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we
When he
used to go all the time.
When Undertaker pushed him off
Yes,
the Hell in
And
the
whenever-
Cell when he went through the announcer table.
Yes, and whenever
No
I was
fucking
at,
way.
I swear to God, you could ask my father next time you see him.
I'm absolutely gonna ask your dad next time I
Ask
see him.
him.
Holy
we went
shit.
there. We used to go all the time. We used
I
to
forgot that was in Pittsburgh.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Wow.
We used to go all the time. Whenever Hawk and Animal were there and they faced Gold Dust back in the day. I think it was Gold Dust. But
Holy
I
fuck.
just remember going to wrestling all the time.
Yeah,
back
low
then.
key. When I was a kid, like I didn't really play video games that much. I didn't really watch superhero movies or anything. My superheroes were like Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold,
Yeah,
like
dude.
straight up.
Wrestling in middle school,
Yeah.
you were almost obligated to like
Yeah.
it. And it's like if you weren't obligated to like it, you had to pretend to like it.
Remember when someone told you it wasn't real and you just wanted to like just
Yeah.
tear their face off?
Yeah, like get the fuck
Still
out
realer
of here.
than me, damn it.
Did you name 2 books?
2 books, yeah. The third one, I would say, I can't remember the actual name, but one of those like Gary Van books. I have a few of those I've been reading. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah, everyone's about him right now.
He's good. I just like the way he talks about like college and stuff because like it is.
I'm gonna have
fucking
to start
dumb.
listening to it. It's
fucking dumb.
I bring it up every time we're on here.
He's very cutthroat. He's very just like to the point, and he's like,
I mean, the most blatant thing you could say is like in high school, you go through 1,000 different phases. You
Yep.
have no idea what
Nothing.
you like in life and what you are going to do in life. And how the fuck do they expect you to choose what you're going to do for the rest of your life whenever you're 16,
So
whenever
dumb.
you haven't experienced
So dumb.
anything in the world? But anyway, so yeah, it's that Gary V guy.
his books are good. He does a lot of the Thank You Economy. The one I'm reading right now is the Thank You Economy. He does another one I read about like social media and whatnot, and just like some how tos. A lot of it is like kind of like no brainer stuff, but I
Yeah.
feel like when you read it, it's more of like a like it just like helps to say shit out loud. I feel sometimes
Yeah.
like read it. So, yeah, Gary V book, Mankind, and
Subtle Art of
Not Giving a Fuck.
Yeah.
Did you ever read that?
Not giving a fuck. No.
It's really good. It's
I
really,
should
really
read
good.
it. I need to. I've been too busy reading Gucci Mane autobiographies and shit.
I want to
like
read that actually.
Yeah, it's real good.
We should
actually.
trade.
Let's
I'll
trade.
mail you mine. You mail me yours.
Yeah, I mean, or you can just take it.
Mail it to me.
And the last category is 3 musical albums to take with you to listen over and over and over again.
3 of them. I would, not in this order, but I would definitely take off Your Pants and Jacket by Blink-182.
Okay.
Just an awesome like coming of age album.
Yep.
Like Blink is my favorite band of all time. So like they're the coolest. 808 and Heartbreak for sure. I would
Okay.
say like cover to cover that album I think is so good. Again, like time and place thing. Like Sean and I just clicked hella hard over it. Kanye actually did he played 808 and Heartbreak front to back 2 nights in LA like 2 years ago. And Sean Coyne texted me. He was like, Kanye is doing 808 and Heartbreak cover to cover. And my text back to him was a plane ticket to California. It was like a couple months in advance, so I had time to request off work and
That's
stuff. I made
dope.
plans to go, but it was a cool experience for him being like, dude, Kanye's coming. I just hit him back with a plane ticket.
That's fucking awesome.
I just sent, like, it was cool. And then my favorite album of all time is Castle Grayskull, To Live as Brutes. So that'll definitely be there.
That's raw nostalgia.
Yeah.
That
Straight up.
just,
Dude, there's a band that reminds me of them. You should listen to them. They're called Mugshot. It basically reminds me of like, it's a hardcore band. It's like if Castle kept doing it, they would sound like Mugshot.
What are those dudes doing right now?
Castle?
Yeah.
I think families kind of just grew up, moved on, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Shout out Jeremiah. Shout out Nolan. Shout out Chris, the squad, Castle Grayskull. You guys still fucking rip.
Yeah. That was, I mean, that's just like,
And they're all good albums. Like Castle Grayskull, when you want to raise hell, like obviously.
yeah.
If you're drinking, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. If you're just like reminiscing about the old days.
Anything.
And then 808, that's just a vibe.
It's just a vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Straight up.
Okay, and then I'm adding another question that I'm going to try to work into everyone when I remember. If you woke up tomorrow and won $1 million, what would be your first move?
I'd give it to my first. I would call my mom and I'd be like, "What are we doing?" Straight up. I listen to my mom. Like my mom's been like my financial advisor like my entire life. Like,
Yep.
so I would call her and just be like, "What's the move?
Yeah.
Where do we need help in the family? Where do you want to move to?"
I feel like that it's obvious that you would pay off your mother's bills and things like that. I would pay off my mother and
Carol,
father's
she ain't
bills.
got a bill.
Yeah, that's a good point. But what would you do? Like, what's something you've always like wanted to do, but you just haven't had no money to do it? You know what I mean? Like if I won $1 million, I would fucking.
I would I would recreate some type of Rob Dyrdek Fantasy Factory, some type of huge ass warehouse with like
That's what I like.
trampolines,
Yep.
foam pit, mini ramp,
Paintball, laser tag,
everything. I would totally.
Yeah.
I would just make like an adult fun house, pretty much, of just like whatever the fuck you want to do.
Absolutely.
That's what I would do.
Like American Gladiators,
Yep.
the tennis ball guns.
I would
and
not
everything.
buy a car. I would not buy jewelry. I would.
You wouldn't
yeah.
buy a grill?
I mean, I'd probably fuck around and get a grill.
That's funny.
Have you worn a grill in your life?
No.
I took Maddie's grill to prom. My mom was pissed.
I bet.
Maddie had a grill and I formed it to my teeth because there was wax in it, so you could just like put it on and it molds.
Yeah.
My prom picture with Carrie, I was wearing a grill. My mom was like, "Come on, Bri."
I know. I got to pay for these, Brian, and you're wearing this grill. I want to give these to your grandmother. But, and the most important question, and I feel the most interesting, is if you could have a conversation with anyone alive or dead, who would it be?
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell?
Yeah, he's just the man.
That's a good answer. D'Angelo, Jeremetrius, Vickers.
I feel just like, I don't know, like, did you ever see Everything Must Go
no.
with Will Ferrell?
No.
And then like you've seen like Step Brothers and like
Yes.
the hits, obviously.
Yes.
Will Ferrell does a fantastic. I like the fact that I'm like I can make people laugh.
Yeah.
And I think that that's like a skill, but it's also something that's like built into your just like.
It's absolutely built in, but like you could develop your skill.
I just want to talk to Will Ferrell. I've always idolized him. Like I thought he was absolutely hilarious. Like
I think it would be so interesting.
I will if Will Ferrell isn't in that movie, I don't want to see it.
What movie?
A movie. That's usually I'll say that. Like if someone's like, "Did you ever see Get Out?" I'm like, "Is Will Ferrell in that?" No, I didn't see it. I have the worst taste in movies too, though. So
You do.
I just
It's
said
all right.
Austin Powers for Christ's sake.
It's all right though. I mean, like, whatever.
We're about to put on something stupid. I bet after this.
Absolutely, we are. Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, I feel like we traveled through your entire life.
Yeah, we did. We got a little bit scatterbrained in the beginning, but that's because I was just like,
Well, we're catching up with. I mean, like,
Yeah, we're
me and
good.
you were catching up.
Yeah.
It's like you.
I like the way like it's finished. Like it's finished. Now.
Fuck yeah! I mean,
good.
You're living in Atlanta. I mean, for the past like I don't know, almost 10 years, it's just like we've been a constant person in each other's lives. It's like we have a pretty like tight circle. Like we've
Yeah,
been friends with the same people for years.
I landed in Pittsburgh like a few hours ago, and yours was like one of the first houses I came to.
That's
Straight up.
That's respect.
I make it a point anytime I come to Pittsburgh. Like we do something.
Yeah, you got to put some respect on my name.
Yeah.
Have a slumber party, watch a movie, and just
All about
fucking
it.
chill.
I don't like going to a friend's house if I have to leave that same night.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to crash on your couch.
now I'm opposite. Like I don't fuck
Yeah.
with sleeping at people's houses.
I'm hood
I
rat,
ain't
though.
sleeping on anyone's floor anymore. I bought a
That was real
$2,500 bed, and I ain't sleeping on no one's floor anymore.
I respect that.
Get fucked. Anyway, you could plug anything you'd like to plug right now, so go ahead.
Check me out on Instagram at Bryan BRYAN_Scagline. Definitely follow at Kendama USA. I put my heart and soul into that. Everyone does on my team. And yeah, shout out everybody I name dropped. And Chad, thanks for having me on, bro. This is a lot of fun. I definitely want to come back.
Brian, you will absolutely be coming back, and I couldn't have been more excited to talk with you.
How long did we go? How long has it been?
It is
My bladder's up to my Adam's apple right now.
2.5 hours, the longest podcast. Or
Oh
maybe
no,
not.
no! You and Dave went harder.
Yeah,
2:45 or it was
yeah.
2:44.
Well, that was because we did like pretty much 2 separate podcasts. It was like serious shit, and then let's talk about the rest.
True. It was good though. Shout out Dave. Designated Dave too. Like I fuck with you. I've known him since for a while. Since
For a
through
long
you.
time.
Long
Long
ass
time. But
Last time.
yeah, Brian, I love you very much. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me on your few days that you have home.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your parents for letting you free for a few to come over and talk to me about just dumbass shit.
I love it.
So if Carol listens to this, you are a saint. Obviously, Dawn is as well. But for the rest of you, thanks for listening. As always, please subscribe, rate, and leave some feedback so I can know what I'm doing well and what I could do better. Follow me on social media, Facebook, I'll Call You Right Back Podcast, Instagram at I'll Call You Right Back, Twitter at ICYRB Podcast, or you could send me a good old-fashioned email with anything you want to let me know about. If you hate me, if you like me, if you enjoy what I do, if you dislike what I do, who you would like me to have on here, anything of the sort. I appreciate everyone for kind of sticking with me with this. I know I repeat and that's wild and things like that over and over again, but hey, we're ironing out these wrinkles. So just keep on coming back with me. But thanks again, everyone, and
I'll call you right back.
all right, later.
Yeah.